Willie in Riverton
Willie.
is enjoying that very much, as was I. Not in Riverton, we're in Midvale, but he's in Riverton.
Now, that's not Stray Cats.
No.
That's Brian Setzer.
Of the Stray Cats.
The Brian Setzer Orchestra.
He is reunited with the Stray Cats, I'm reading here.
Yes.
And they're going on tour this year.
Oh.
Or in 2025.
And they sound great.
We need to see that.
I do.
I love them so much.
He for some reason, I always thought he was British.
No.
I don't know why I thought that, but no,
You just get that look.
He lives in Minneapolis, and he's married to a woman who was a former singer with the Dust Bunnies. You remember the Dust Bunnies?
Sure. Who could forget the Dust Bunnies?
Everyone could forget the Dust Bunnies.
I remember the Dolly Rots.
Yeah, no, it was Dust Bunnies.
Different.
But yeah, he's had some health problems. He collapsed on stage last year or earlier this year.
Oh, really?
But he says he's fine.
Just fine? We should ask Frank when he gets here.
He's fine.
Well,
Frank, he's always hovering, isn't he?
You have but to summon me.
You say the name, and there he is.
I did have to check on him this year.
Nobody else in this room can see you.
He's fine,
except
just
us.
fine. No one can see you but me. But no one can see me.
Poor Brian also has tinnitus.
Tinnitus.
Hearing problems. But he says he's working it out.
I don't know why I woke up this morning and I said, not only do I need a Christmas song, I need a swinging Christmas song. I need horns.
Well, we should break out some Big Bad Voodoo Daddy later.
Absolutely.
And so Gina went to a great deal of trouble to get this done. She worked and worked and worked behind the scenes to find that song and to get it on the radio. It was amazing to see her work. She was just...
It went like this. Carrie, you do it.
I want to hear this song. Can you make it happen? And then Carrie and Nick for 15 minutes figured it out. Because it's quite a feat, actually, to do what was just done. There were many buttons had to be pushed.
And when it got done, Gina said, "Well, we did it." And I said, "What do you mean we? I'm not included in that, nor are you."
Many security protocols were just
Bypassed.
and broached.
Yeah.
I hooked up a cable, and that's about it.
We're here at the road home again this morning. This is the time of the morning here at the road home when it seems as though we're the only people on the air and everybody else is visiting loudly.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they play a lot more music than we do. And,
they like to get together and
they're on the air.
talk loudly.
John Smith is on the air over there.
Is John Smith here?
Yeah, right over there.
Well, I got to go give him some S.
He,
I heard him being interviewed. On KSL, but it was John Smith, Tooele County Fire.
Oh, he is. He's a spokesperson for the fire department.
No, he wasn't the spokesperson. I mean, he's a spokesperson, but they referred to him as the chief. He's the chief.
He's the volunteer fire department.
Oh, I know, but they didn't say a single thing about him being,
mornings on the Arrow.
Yeah, it was Fire Chief John Smith.
That's all right. I like his partner better than him anyway. So.
Oh, you met her at Disneyland, right?
Yeah, she's my drinking buddy.
Who's his partner?
Sam. That's her name.
Is she here?
Yeah, she's right over there.
I'll have to give her some S, too.
Bill's going to take some time to give some people some S.
I'm going to go find out if both of them are packing.
So what happens with the Mediathon, if you don't know, is we're here at the Midvale Family Shelter for the road home, and there are a bunch of radio stations and supposed to be TV stations here as well, and we're all sort of competing for who can raise the most money. And yesterday, X96 listeners, you came through as you always do. We are in the lead right now with $81,229.
And it looks like we really got. I mean, we are now halfway to the.
We're halfway to the total goal,
which is $1 million.
Yeah. So we're doing well. But God bless Ed Brass, who was texting me last night asking, how do I donate? I mean, we say it 1 million times on the air, and you think surely people know already. I'm like, you need, because he wanted to call in. We're not doing that. We're just having you go to x96.com and click on the Road Home banner, and you can donate right through there. Or you can do what I just did, which is donate through Venmo, which is super easy. It's at the road home. Is just the address there for the Venmo for that.
And make sure you put X96 in the memo.
Yep.
We'll get credit for that donation. It looks. I think it's going to be a busy day. We went halfway to the goal, but let's not back off. Let's, as they say, keep the pedal to the metal. Is that what they say?
Well, you could say that, but you could say all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, all gas, no brakes. Let's just make sure that we're going to forge ahead and raise lots of money.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you do that. You can do Venmo, as Gina said, or PayPal too, right?
Yeah, PayPal is at the road home UT.
And you can
believe.
I assume there's. I don't ever use PayPal, so I assume there's a memo section there. So it's we're here at the, and you can come and visit us if you want. We're here at the Connie Crosby Family Resource Center in Midvale. It's
529 9th Avenue, 7300 South in Midvale.
Yeah. So you can come and say hi and bring donations if you like. And we're going to be here till 10 o'clock.
I got to take my donations.
Oh, you brought some
I brought
here
a big
today?
bag of shirts.
I took all mine to the Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers when we were doing those, and they came and did their big caravan of trucks. There's a video of it on our social media if you want to see what your donation being delivered that way.
And guess what? The John Watson Chevrolet.
Did they win?
I saw Corey, the GM. His last name, I don't know. I don't think it's a coincidence. His last name is also Watson. So I think he might be related
He's one
to
of
John.
the Watsons?
Yeah, I think so. But I talked to him yesterday as I was leaving, and I said, "Did you guys have the most stuff?" And he said, "Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So Weber County, of all of the Rocky Mountain Chevy dealerships, congratulations, all you guys who came in to see us Wednesday and who came in before we were there and after we were there. It was just it warms my heart being a former Weber County resident. All right, should we take a break?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I suppose
Is
we
it
could.
about that time?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right,
it's time for some check-ins.
Yeah, check-ins. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with your check-ins. 877-602-9696 is the number. Check in with the Radio from Hell Show. We like to hear from you in the morning. 877-602-9696. You can also text us if you like, which is 33986.
X96.
Do you want my list, Carrie?
Well,
do you want to
how long is the list?
Well, let's see. It's
Because we've got like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's enough time.
Is that enough time for the list?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. Tell us what the list is.
It's 16 big mistakes people going on a cruise make.
Number 1, going on a cruise.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
Because Carrie is going on a cruise.
Because I do whatever my little nieces beg me to do.
What should you know?
Uncle Carrie.
Number 1, it's easy to lose track of time zones when you're on a cruise.
We're in one time zone, so it will not be a problem.
Okay. Number 2, booking a surprise cabin is a gamble.
Yes.
Well, apparently the booking thing, you were telling us about this.
We are bidding. It's a silent auction kind of a thing for better quarters.
This is stupid.
And they're not telling you what the top bid is, so you know how to outbid. You just make a bid.
This is crazy. You should be able to purchase whatever room you want to purchase. And how much does that room cost?
Because there's a room right on top of the boat that I wanted.
Yeah. If I'm going to do this,
we were outbid on that one. So now the rooms below that, I think, are what we're bidding on.
It's a ridiculous way to do it.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
Because they can make more money somehow.
Probably.
Overpacking. The rooms are small. You don't have room for a lot of stuff. Be very careful with how you pack.
Our room is not that small.
Oh, okay.
So far, anyway.
Not researching the cruise line. There are ones that are better than others.
You had no choice in the matter, did you?
No, this was picked by my nieces.
Yeah. How old are they?
10 and 8.
Well, that'll be great, I'm sure.
You don't want your things to end up on the table of shame.
What's that?
Table of shame.
So
What is that?
So, similar to air travel, your luggage undergoes a security check before being brought on board. Prohibited items
are
such as travel steamers, extension cords.
You can't take your steamer. How are you going to get your crease in your pants?
Exactly.
Heating pads.
And for your lumbago.
I guess they'll go through your bags, and your stuff will end up on the table of shame.
Table of shame. Okay.
They actually go, look at this stuff that people tried to bring on board.
Now, this says, don't try to drink any alcohol you buy from a port city on the boat. On most cruise lines, passengers can't buy liquor on the island and bring it back to the boat for consumption. Alcohol purchases are supposed to be available for pickup after you disembark.
I think we read that we're allowed to bring one bottle.
One bottle. Okay.
So,
but they mostly want you to buy their...
Yeah.
Well, and the ticket that we have bought is all inclusive, so I can drink as much as I want, and I'm going to try to bankrupt the cruise line.
You should. Underestimating the sun. So, Carrie, this is important. You usually hang out in the shade anyway.
Yes, I'm part vampire, so.
But they say the sun is stronger when you're out in the middle of the ocean, so you're even...
Oh, because it reflects off the water.
Yeah, even more... flying in on the day of the cruise is a rookie mistake.
We are not.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Why is that a rookie
Just
mistake?
because you need extra time. Just give yourself in time to embark.
Okay.
Because you embark and you disembark. Going to the pool without a plan may leave you seatless.
Without a plan.
I have a plan.
I don't want to be seatless.
You need to get up early and find a spot.
To get a seat.
Or because you might not get a spot.
Oh. Well, you're just making me really look forward to this.
This sounds great.
Make sure you review your final bill.
Oh.
Swiping your room card as payment method can feel like free money, but it adds up quickly. After a week of freely providing your cabin number, it's the same thing as giving out your credit card every time you go. Make sure you check your bill.
So food and drink will be included.
Yes.
What? So I guess what
I'm
else
sure
would
they
you
have
buy?
stores and stuff.
Like
Oh, yeah, there's stores and gambling and all that stupid stuff.
Let's see. Whatever you do, make sure you have your passport. Of course, you would have that. That's the last one. So there you go, Carrie. Just some tips.
Well, it was very practical.
According to Sue, we're bidding on a better room. Our room now that we have for sure has a deck.
So that's the least you're going to get is a deck. You could get better.
We have not been outbid on the Sky Suite, apparently.
Oh, and that's the really good one?
It's like the second better one.
Sky Suite sounds
It has a receiving area.
I want all the amenities.
Anemones.
Do they have rooms with kitchens?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Okay. Oh, actually, Sue says the Sky Suite is the best room. There's only 2 of them, and we haven't been outbid.
It's what?
It's 6:18. Let's get this over with.
All right, I'm for that. Now, we'll go to your check-ins in just a second. I think we have at least one call, and we have a live check-in here. Well, I mean, probably the person on the phone is alive as well.
I would hope.
Yeah, I would think. But we'll go to the phones in just a second. It's 877-602-9696. You can also text us at 33986. But first, we have to officially begin the program. Gina.
'Tis the season of savings at Big O Tires, the team you trust, offering up to $200 in rebate savings on select sets of tires now through December 31st. Stop at any locally owned and operated location today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The moon is a waning gibbous moon. It's 72.2% of full. We'll have a full moon. Let's see. We already had that December 15th, right? Yeah. So it's on the new moon is coming. But here we are at the road home, and it is Friday, the 20th day of December, in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2024. It's Ugly Sweater Day. I really don't get that. I don't get it.
You don't have to get it.
Don't care for them.
I don't either. And I think I'm looking around. I don't see any.
Nobody's wearing it.
I think people look foolish when they do it purposely. It's Mud Day.
Mud Day?
Yes, Dr. Mud, the one who fixed up John Wilkes' booth. My name is Mud. Fixed up John Wilkes' booth. And, you know, he went to a prison, a notorious prison in Anderson, I think it was Andersonville, and he served there as a doctor and heroically helped a lot of people while he was in prison. National Sangria Day. I hate that crap. I hate it.
What? You hate it?
Yeah, because I was in the back seat of a car driving around Cedar City, and somebody handed me a jug of sangria, and I ended up vomiting out the window.
Bill's had adventures.
Yes, that was one. And it's Go Caroling Day. Anybody do that anymore?
I don't know if, I haven't seen carolers in ages. I mean, just going door to door.
I think someone who used to work for us probably did that and still does.
I don't like the obligation of having to stand there in my doorway and listen to the... Don't carol at my house.
Don't go to Gina's house. The address is... This is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson putting on his work hat. I'm that bah humbug Bill Allred. Gina Barberi is right there next to me, blocking my view of Kerry. I know it's hard. It's kind of hard when we're.
You make fun of me when I put the microphone on my belly.
I've gotten used to it. It's Katie for short, right over there. She's our fine producer. And we have all kinds of help. Nick back in the studio. Macy's there. I think Dawson is back there. All kinds of people helping out here. So here we are with the Radio from Hell show. Now we'll go to your check-ins. Now we have somebody on the phone, right, Nick?
Yes, we have Mike on
Let's
the line.
go to Mike, and then we'll talk to our live check-in here. Mike, are you there?
Good morning, Lord. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Are you in Nashville? Is that you?
That is me in Nashville, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you going to have a white
Just wanted to
Christmas
wish
in
you guys
Nashville?
Good luck.
Thank
What's
you.
that?
Are you going to have a white Christmas in Nashville?
Well, Gina, it's Nashville.
No,
No.
it's apparently going to be wet next week. It'll be a wet Christmas.
Okay.
I'm dreaming of a wet Christmas.
I hope you guys finish the Mediathon strong today. I hope everything goes well.
Thank you.
Just wanted to give you guys a reminder, the week you get back, Dave Matthews' birthday is on Thursday, January 9th.
Oh, perfect. We'll
Friendly
be back
reminder.
just in time.
Okay, we'll be
Yeah,
back.
right.
We'll be back just in time to not play a Dave Matthews song. Thanks, Mike.
All right. You
Merry
guys have
Christmas,
a good
Mike.
holiday.
See
Bye.
you later.
All right.
And now we have a check-in here at the Road Home Shelter.
Yes.
Your name, sir?
Mishak of Erda.
Mishak of
Came all the
Erda.
way from Erda here to Midvale.
That's a good half-hour drive, isn't it?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. And now I was raving about this stuff to you guys. He brought us each a bag of zebra popcorn from Popcornopolis.
I couldn't imagine you guys enjoying the holiday season and binge watching shows without a little extra.
Thank you, Mishak.
We each got our own bag, and I opened mine, and I offered Carrie a handful, and he took it, and I went to offer Bill some, and he said no. I mean, it was like a drug dealer, pushing it on someone who's trying to get clean. You really, Bill, it's open. It's right here.
I can smell it, and I
right
don't even
here.
want to smell it.
Come on.
Now, Mishak,
All the cool kids are having it.
No.
Yes, it's very good.
I got to
It's
say,
very good.
that's pretty damn good. Yeah.
But Gina, I had a really hard time deciding what to get you.
Well, you got me a bag of that.
Well, yes, but the competition was Chess for Dummies,
A book of Chess for Dummies.
or
She needs that.
she does, but the other was a septic tank treatment.
She needs
I
both.
need all of these things.
So I couldn't decide.
Oh, well, I'm glad you went with the popcorn.
It's fascinating to me, Mishak, but a septic tank treatment is also addictive. People, once you have one,
can't get enough.
you just got to have more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mishak.
Yes, enjoy your holiday season. You'll be sorely missed for a couple weeks.
Back on the 6th.
Yeah.
They'll play some best ofs and things like that. But I hope it holds you, and then we'll be back on the 6th.
Yeah, so I can get my addiction fixed.
All right.
Enjoy
Thank
your
you, sir.
time with your family over the holidays.
Thank you for the
Will
popcorn.
do. Thank you.
All right. Let's see. We got a text from Wade Taylor. Our divorce lawyer?
Yes, Wade.
Utah divorce now.
Well, I was going to say...
Because when you want a Utah divorce, you want it now.
And now might be the time to do it because his busy season is January.
Do it now.
So he says, happy holidays to each of you. Keep that work hat on and bring joy to others.
Yeah. Thanks, Wade.
Thank you, Wade. But, yeah, seriously, January is when he gets swamped.
Oh, yeah, and Wade, I still have to come into your office. It's been months. I still have to come in and sign those papers. I'll do it on our break.
Not divorce papers.
No.
He does family law as well.
Yeah,
Bill's getting his affairs in order.
You don't need to specify, Carrie. It's just papers.
Well, I don't want people, making up stories about.
I heard Bill talking about he was going.
He's getting a divorce.
I have to go there with my wife, and we both have to sign. It's true.
He's getting a divorce.
No, it just has to do with getting our affairs in order, shall we say.
Speaking of getting affairs in order, I got Rye on the line.
Rye is on the
line.
Rye.
Hello, Rye.
Down in.
Good morning, Lord. How you doing?
Down in Vineyard.
Vineyard. Fine. Is it R-Y-E?
Just R-Y.
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 All right. What's up today?
Yeah. Just wanted to call and wish you guys happy holidays. And Bill, what you guys are doing are great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You notice he said,
hey guys,
just single me out. Thank you. I'm the one who really needs
Bill
it.
needs the strokes.
Yeah.
Carrie and I are fine. Bill needs
I really do. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know this is easy to do. We donated yesterday in Venmo. My kid and I are packing up now to head out. We're going to spend the holidays in the hospital. And
is everything okay? I mean,
yeah, just going back for more treatment.
Okay.
Well, best of luck to
and
you.
Appreciate it. Wanted to let everyone know, hey, this is a good cause. Do what you can. Help them out.
Thanks, Ryan.
Good luck, Ryan.
Thanks.
You guys have a great day.
You too.
We'll see you next year.
Okay.
Let's see. Jello Salad Annie checking in. Classy opening. I'm freaking out. It's the last day of your show for the year. What am I going to do?
We will do some best ofs. And there's everything's on podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe for fun, you should go pick one from like 2 years ago or something and listen to
How
an old
far
show.
back do they go? Do we know?
Katie?
When?
2016 is
go back to 2016.
Okay.
Go listen to one.
Just randomly pick an old one.
Yeah, sure. Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in. Mixer driver Shane checking in from Spanish Fork, just pouring the final yards of concrete on that 10,000-yard pour. Zane of Dallas checking in. Can you ask the movie guy if he drinks?
Yeah, we actually are going to have Sean Means here reviewing movies, and Jimmy will be coming in as well.
Jimmy will be coming in for 2 segments.
I think Sean maybe drinks wine a little bit sometimes.
I don't know. Let's see, checking in from the ballpark area. There was a huge fire a block away from my house yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was just some abandoned warehouse, apparently.
But it was like a 6-alarm fire or something.
Oh, it was huge.
Yeah, I saw I was down in that area, and it was like if you were at the Target, which I was, you could just look across the way, and they had this the big fire truck. What I don't know what you call it, the ladder that goes up, but then water squirts out of it. You know.
Ron the Carpenter. Well, you could ask John. He knows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Those are.
John Smith. Yeah.
Let's see. Ron the Carpenter checking in. Woodworker Willie.
Mm-hmm.
Austin. It was a great reminder what the holidays are really for, and very humbling to see our community come together.
Yeah.
Tasha from the plainest of cities checking in. It was awesome to meet you guys on Wednesday. Thank you for providing a teachable moment with my son. Me and Julio down by the screw yard checking in. Cody from Grantsville. John, the liberal in a literal coal mine checking in. Happy Christmas. Derek, the cable guy, checking in. Johnny Hash checking in. Mauricio from Pittsburgh. Johnny B, listening while gluttoning on a bunch of Ebel skivers.
Oh, those are delicious.
They have strawberry jam baked in the middle, making them even more delectable, and dipped in maple syrup.
We have it hanging on the wall with our pans in my house. My wife's grandmother's Abelskiver pan. I don't know, it's 100 years old or something.
Louise of Harrisburg, PA, checking in. Tristan from the most west of Jordans. Meg the musician checking in. Christmas jam went smoothly. Feedback so far is the best show yet.
Oh, good.
Good.
That's the kids, the kid rockers.
Yeah, from the garage.
Ryan here forgot my Mill Creek coffee this morning, surviving on hot chocolate and caffeine pills. Well, I remembered my Mill Creek coffee.
I had some at the house.
I got mine in my thermos here. Dr. Neal checking in. Right Wing Wade.
Dr. Neal, I tried the popcorn. He says, Bill should try the popcorn. It's delicious. I have tried it.
No, he's an addict.
It's once I start eating that zebra corn, I can't stop.
He's a drug addict.
Yeah, I'm not going to have it.
Metal Shop Mark checking. All right, traffic. Let's begin. Let's go.
Yeah, we've got crash I-15 northbound at the I-80 interchange in South Salt Lake. The 2 left lanes are blocked, and traffic is backing up to 33rd South. Did Right Wing Wade say where he is on I-15 says both lanes are running smoothly? Infiniteam, I need your help today because we're out at the road home. What are you seeing on the roads? You can text us if it's safe for you to text and let us know at 33986.
All right, go to x96.com to make your donation, or you can Venmo your donation at the road home. Be sure to put X96 in the memo. Let's see. Let's take a break, play a song, and after that song, we'll have for you Big Boy News and Opinioendo. And Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. All coming up live from the road home this morning at the Family Shelter, X96. Okay, situation.
What?
This is. I've gotten myself in a real stupid. Stupid.
Are you
place.
in a pickle?
I'm in a bad, stupid place.
Let's help you.
All right, I have to back up a few years. Now, we've lived in the house for a considerable period of time up on Mount Doom, and we've not had critter problems.
You used to have deer problems.
I mean, deer weren't really a problem. They just get stuck in the backyard. And then we put up dial soap.
And that worked?
And that kept the deer away. They don't like the smell of the dial soap. You drill a hole in that classic orange dial soap, that cheap dial soap that we all had growing up. And you just kind of string it along your fence line, and they smell that, and they go, ah.
You had some rodent problems.
Well, we had a raccoon briefly early on. My friend's dog was there that night, and he paralyzed the raccoon, and we had to kill it with a shovel.
Ooh. Okay.
God, I wish I'd been there.
But that was a long time
ago. That was a long time ago. We hadn't had raccoons since then. It's like word got out in the raccoon population.
Don't go over there.
Oh, no, that's true.
There's a crazy beast that lives there, so don't go there. So no critter problems. No mice. And then, it was about 4 years ago, rats in the backyard.
Right, that's what I remember.
And you had cages or traps.
And so I called in a rat catcher.
Yeah.
And I said, give me all your expertise. And this guy knew his stuff. He said they're not staying in your backyard because you have nothing to offer. You don't have a garden. You don't have kids leaving food out. You don't have dogs leaving food out.
No compost like we do.
There's no compost. There's nothing. So they're not living here. They're using your backyard as a highway.
Yeah, it's just passing through.
Because your neighbor has a dog, your neighbor has kids, and he starts pointing around. He says, this guy's got a garden. It's just a highway.
You need to give them an off-ramp.
Well, so they're not, were they bothering you, or are they just passing through?
I just knew they were there. And
that's a bother
and that's enough.
Okay.
So we brought in the boxes that are built with the poison. It's poison inside, and the rats have to crawl inside. That way a dog can't get in there.
Yeah.
And they're designed specifically for rats and mice. And so the backyard has been free of rats for a couple of years.
Okay.
All right. Fast forward to this winter, and there has been a cat hanging out in front. And this is the bombastic cat that I was telling you about. He has no F's to give. He will, the garage door will open, and he'll just come walking in. It's like, hi, how you doing?
He's bold.
He's very bold.
It's warm in here.
Black cat, big, beautiful eyes, and he's like, hi, how are you?
Warm in here. I like it.
And he's got a collar, so he belongs to somebody.
Oh.
Then there was another cat that that clearly had just had babies. And I was concerned about that one because she seemed to be hungry.
Okay.
So I talked with Sue, and she said, why don't we leave some cat food out?
Uh-oh.
We're thinking about helping these poor homeless kitties.
Yeah. But food is food.
That's the thing. We've never given critters an excuse to come to the house because there's nothing out there.
Yeah.
Well, now they have.
The word is out.
The word is out.
The raccoons, rats, cats.
So we've been watching the bowl, and because we have security cameras everywhere, we can watch it. And Sue, after the first few days of putting the cat food out, oh, Kitty, he came.
Okay.
Oh, Kitty came.
Okay. Uh-oh.
And then suddenly it was mice.
Mm-hmm.
They're not rats; they're mice. They're tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the magpies.
Oh, sure.
Which are
flying rats.
Flying rats, yes. So we had to put a stop to that immediately. So the rat catcher comes back, and I said, "Give me a few more of those. I'm going to put them out front."
Did he say, "What are you doing putting cat food out? I told you not to do that."
He lectured me. He says, "You gave them a reason, and here they are." Like, okay, sorry. So we're watching the camera feed from last night. No rats, or no mice, I mean. But Kitty Cat sat down on the porch for 2 hours.
Waiting for food.
2 hours in the cold. Just going, I don't understand. I could count on this.
Well, and were you talking to each other going, okay, we just got to go put it out for a minute?
And then at 4:30, Sue notices again, the two show up. And they're like, I don't understand either. It was supposed to be here. Why isn't it here? I don't understand. So the question is there a way to feed these cats?
No.
The mice will be dead soon.
There's no way.
The mice will be dead soon.
But don't worry about it.
The collar, doesn't he live somewhere?
Don't worry about it. Those cats are eating at several places.
They probably are.
You're just one stop on the buffet. You're a feeding station. That's all.
I just worry about them.
No, they're fine.
So my question is I mean, the mice are going to be dead soon. Can I just continue with the cat food?
Because
they'll be dead soon, and then it'll just be for the cats.
No,
Bill had raccoons in his basement.
The raccoons will show up at some point. If you have now, see, I didn't want the raccoons around, and they finally got rid of all of that. Now we have compost in our backyard, a compost bin, and we think there's just one rat, but if there's one rat, there's probably 3 or 4.
That's the saying.
But they all look the same, so it's Esteban whenever you catch a sight of him. Hey, it's Esteban, and we don't mind catching sight of the rat in the backyard as long as they don't come in the house.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them in the backyard on the compost. If they want to eat the compost, they're fine. But if you don't like that, then you have to get rid of the compost. If you don't want the raccoons around, I
don't think you can do it anymore, Kerry.
You're just going to have to not feed the cats.
People are making suggestions. You build some sort of a dog house
dust off of it
with a door built in the front. So
we're at the road home, the Midvale Family Shelter.
Connie Crosby, Connie Crosby Midvale Family Shelter.
And it's our last day of the Mediathon, which is where we're raising money for the road home. It's the last show of the year before the Christmas break. It's lots of lasts. Oh, I think before we do news, we have a guest we need to talk to.
Let's see. She's sitting down to the microphone now. I believe it's Rachel.
It is Rachel Felton.
Rachel Felton. Hi, Rachel Felton.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Rachel. It just says you're a part of the road home.
What part are you?
How mysterious. That leaves the door open, doesn't it?
You're the mysterious part. Yeah.
I'm Superman, Superwoman. No, I am the marketing specialist here at the Road Home.
Okay. And this is, so it's going pretty well. When we left yesterday, I don't know, I said, it seems kind of...
We were a little depressed.
Slow. But it's going well.
We're a little over halfway to the goal, correct?
Yes, it's picking up today. I agree. Yesterday, it was going really well. It's going really well today. But we can keep going.
Well, if you say we can keep going, we will.
So
Yep.
So if we're a little over halfway to the goal is about $1 million, I think. And tell people where that money goes.
So that money goes directly back to the programs and services that the Road Home provides. And that includes a lot of things. So that includes emergency shelter, of course, but that also includes case management. That includes people getting back into stable housing. And so, every dollar that is donated is matched. And so your dollar goes so much further, and it's amazing.
Is the Road Home part of that old motel out on North Temple, or what? That's going to be
The Motel 6?
the Motel 6. Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's going to a lot of money's going to be. You have to go into that to make it into homes for people.
Exactly. And we, currently we're at our Family Resource Center that has approximately 300 people per night. But there are a lot more people out there, a lot more families experiencing homelessness. And so that money, too, will really help go towards, that population. It goes towards everyone, but that one's big.
And there are, as I understand, there are like almost half of the people in shelter here at the Connie Crosby are kids. Almost half of them are kids.
Yes. And, yesterday we had Santa here, which was really special, and the kids came in and got to meet him and hug him. And
cool.
I was just a puddle.
Yeah.
It's Rachel Felton. She does marketing for the Road Home. Thanks for being here, and thanks for the work you guys do.
Thank you.
And, donate today because it's this hour the Huntsman Family Foundation is matching dollar for dollar. So if you donate one, it becomes two magically. And they'll do that up to $1 million.
You donate online. Just go to x96.com. There's a Road Home banner. Click on that to donate. Or you can Venmo. It's just at the Road Home.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.
We got our first request for Little Augie Rios.
Oh, no.
So what goal should we
let's see
set in front of us?
We're at $81,250. That's just us, our station.
Okay.
Let's say 84. Another $3,000.
Let's go four. 4 grand.
80. So 85 grand.
85 grand.
If we get it up to 85 grand, then we'll play Little Augie Rios.
Yep.
Donde Este Santa Claus.
Yes.
I'll keep an eye on it.
If we don't,
Oh, Nick.
Nick's going to play.
don't.
He swears he's going to play Christmas shoes.
I will threaten Christmas shoes as a 24-hour programming on this station.
Oh, man. All right. You don't want to do that, folks. So x96.com, click on the link and donate there, or use your Venmo at the Road Home.
Just put X96 in the memo section
Yeah.
of memo if
Counts
you
it up.
Venmo it.
All right, let's. We got big boy news and Opinioendo right now, and right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents. They're fine. They're just fine. The Dead Celebrity Game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you'll win.
Tickets to see Kraftwerk coming April 16th to the Union Event Center.
Kraftwerk, a legendary electronic music band. They were the pioneers of the whole thing. And the show is apparently a big audio-visual spectacle. Even if you're not familiar with their music, you're going to love it. So 877-602-9696 to call, line up, and play Frank Christ Presents after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by.
See the films that see you at Broadway Center Cinemas. They've been carrying on the tradition of screening It's a Wonderful Life during Christmas for 20 years. Take the whole family, make it a tradition. Get tickets at slfstix.org.
News.
Well, a year and a half after Danny Masterson was convicted of rape, lawyers for the former That 70s Show star have filed an appeal on his 30-year sentence. It is true, of course, that a defendant is not entitled to a perfect trial, Masterson's attorney argue. He is, however, still entitled to a fair one. Danny Masterson received neither. Reversal is required. This is Scientology getting back into the game here. In a 244-page opening brief submitted to the Second Appellate District yesterday, not formally in the docket, but Cliff Gardner and Lazuli Witt are throwing everything and the Scientology sink at the court for their incarcerated clients' complete exoneration.
Because it made him look bad, because this is multiple women that accused him, and several of them were members of Scientology and would go and complain to higher-ups in Scientology, and they have... They say it's an unspoken understanding that you do not rat out other members
and
of
the church. And if there are problems, we handle it internally.
It's call the police. It's apparently an unspoken rule that you can rape people. I mean, however, amidst
you
claims,
can get away with it.
However, amidst claims Masterson's rights were violated by the inclusion of alleged Scientology doctrine as context for the long-time church members' actions before, during, and after the sexual assaults, falsified testimony by the complaining witnesses, and judicial error. That's what they're all claiming to try and get Danny Masterson exonerated. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it'll happen. Well, the wife and mother, it says here allegedly killed by her husband, along with the couple's 3 children, in a murder-suicide earlier this week, fled the violence in her home country over a decade ago to search for a better life in the United States. Police identified Bu Meh as the 38-year-old woman who is believed to have been shot and killed by her husband, Da Ray. The couple's 3 children, ages 11, 8, and 2, were also killed. Their 17-year-old son is no longer in critical condition.
Oh, really?
But stable after being shot in the head.
Wow.
In a statement Thursday, Bu Meh's family expressed their sorrow over what occurred in the West Valley home, shared her struggles for prosperity in the new country. Bu Meh and Da Ray left Myanmar over 10 years ago and came to the United States with little more than the clothing on their backs, the family said. Since coming to the United States, she taught herself English. She learned valuable skills, worked tirelessly to support her growing family. Her dream was to one day own her own home and live comfortably alongside her husband and 4 children. But he put an end to that. It is difficult to comprehend what happened there, and I don't know if anyone will ever really figure it out
unless the son can pull through and
the 17-year-old
make a statement.
And I feel for the family, and I also feel for all of the first responders that had to go to that house and deal with. I don't know how. I'm thinking about you folks too, because that's just hideous.
Headed into his second term in office, Governor Spencer Cox told reporters it will be his last. Not too early to ask it, he said at his monthly news conference yesterday. You could have asked it 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and I would have told you the same thing. This will be my last term. There's no question about it.
Oh, I thought he meant his last press conference.
The governor says while advisors have told him not to make a public announcement like that, he believes it's important to be held accountable. I've seen far too many people who say things like this, and then they start to believe the state can't function without them, or the country can't survive without them, he said. That we're so important, we're needed everywhere, and I just have to run one more time, or the state will fall apart. There are so many good people in this state who can do this job. Well, we ought to find them.
I hope we do.
I don't know where they are.
Because all the people that are applying for it are not good.
Salt Lake City firefighters worked Thursday to knock down a fire that hit a vacant building south of downtown. It's sort of over in the ballpark neighborhood. But it was a vacant kind of warehouse. I think it was there was nothing in it.
I thought I read it was empty and it was.
It had been cleared of everything. It was just a big
people
empty
were,
space.
kind of squatting in there.
They had to evacuate a building next door where people were working. Nobody was hurt or killed in the fire of the vacant building. It was at 1030 South, 2nd West. By about 2:45, the fire was largely under control. Firefighters were being released from the scene. I drove right by. As a matter of fact, a firefighter who was right there on 3rd West, and I looked down there. I could see the fire down there, and he had to stop me. He said, so he could let a car out. Some people who needed to get onto 3rd West, and then he let the car out, and then he waved me on. And he went, "Way to go, buddy! You did a good job stopping, buddy." I mean, he was.
Everyone's out to pat your back, Bill. Everywhere you go.
That's right. Because
everywhere you go.
Because they look at me and they say, "That guy is so needy. We better help him."
He needs some reassurance.
The House rejected a bill yesterday to keep the government funded temporarily.
Yep.
This will figure into the Boner voting too.
Oh,
After Republican leaders reneged on an earlier bipartisan deal because President Musk didn't want them to.
Yep.
President Musk didn't want them to take the deal. They made modifications to appease Mr. Musk, who was apparently running the country.
Yeah.
The vote was 174 to 235. One Democrat voting present, falling far short of the 2/3 majority needed to pass it. That means midnight tonight, portions of the government will shut down. Yay! That's what they want.
That's what they want. They want chaos.
Well, why do they want that?
Because once they tear things down, then they can build it up in how they want it.
And they're doing it to flex their muscles.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And
I
Speaker,
thought they cared about the American people.
Well, that's what they say when they're running.
Or
Yeah.
the military who will not get the paychecks.
Again,
or
when
the
they're
Social
running,
Security.
when they're
or
running,
the-
they do. But
speaking of the military, and Pete Hegseth,
Oh,
I don't have the story right here in front of me, but the headline was, the senators are requesting to see the FBI background report on him.
Good.
Apparently that's unusual. They don't generally do that, but they say no. We want to see there is an FBI report on him, and we would like to see that. This is so sad. Big Lots.
Big Lois?
Yeah, Big Lois. Now they're going out of business sales at all of their remaining stores across the United States after a possible deal to sell the company to Nexus Capital Management fell through. The company is now the Big Lois that I used to go to on 4th South.
Mm-hmm.
That's closed long ago. Was that 4th South or 2nd South? I think it's 2nd South.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's closed long ago, but there's still one or two in town.
Now, if it's a going out of business sale, does that mean they're going to pay you to take their stuff?
The company says
so cheap already.
The company says it will continue to find a. They're still trying to sell it. If they can sell it and keep it open, they will. But they said we will. Just everything will be marked way down at the remaining locations.
More Spirit Halloween. Sweep in and save them.
Just one final thing here. Murder hornets.
Where?
They've been
Exactly.
eradicated from the United States.
Phew.
There are none.
Thanks to a government agency
Yes.
that I'm sure is on the chopping block right now.
The Washington State Department of Agriculture and the United States Department of Agriculture, in a joint statement, said it's taken 3 years, but we have eradicated this invasive species. So there you go.
There's still a Big Lots in American Fork, I know. We just got a text.
I used to love going to the Big Lots. It's just because you'd find all of this really weird off-brand stuff, you know.
Yep. Sports weather traffic.
The college football playoff starts tonight with the first round, Indiana at Notre Dame. And then tomorrow we've got SMU at Penn State, Clemson at Texas, and Tennessee at the Ohio State. Well, looky here. The Jazz won last night. They're now 6-20.
6-20.
The Utah Jazz won?
Yeah. They beat the Detroit.
In basketball?
Yeah. They beat the Detroit Pistons in Detroit. And apparently it was a pretty exciting game. 126-119. Let's see if we can keep it going. Get a streak going. They play tomorrow, the Nets, at 5:30. The Utah Hockey Club is on the road today at Minnesota Wild. That puck drops at 6 p.m. Last night in the NFL, the Chargers over the Broncos, and that was an exciting game as well, 34-27. Weather, it's a little colder this morning than it was yesterday. It's 29 right now, 52 for high today, and here comes the haze. The bad air quality, the inversion, the gunk building in today, tomorrow. Hopefully Sunday is when we're supposed to see a break in that. Probably will be rain in the valleys and snow up in the mountains. Traffic, we have a crash, I-15 northbound near the I-80 East interchange in South Salt Lake. 2 left lanes are blocked, and traffic is backing up to 33rd South. I think that's the only issue we're having so far. If you see something, though, a couple people texted that in. Thank you for doing that, 33986. Business owners, do you own $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure & Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Frank Chris.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Frank. I saw you hovering behind the Christmas tree there.
Well, you know, I don't want to scare anyone.
Well, nobody can see you except us.
That's true.
But they can feel you, and they can feel uneasy, and we don't want that either.
It's true. It's called a sense of foreboding.
But I'll tell you,
I don't like it.
I'll tell you something, Frank. I'm not afraid of you.
Well, you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, it's good to know. Bill's fine.
He's fine. He's just fine.
For a couple of years, anyway.
Yeah.
So Frank Christ is here. He is a Grim Reaper, and he's a specialist. He reaps the souls of precious celebrities, which breaks. Well, if he had a heart, it would break.
It's just a rib cage.
Oh.
Because Frank, you love those
I
celebrities.
love our precious celebrities. Don't we all?
Oh, yes.
We all want to be just like them.
Yes, because everything they say and do is right.
Is correct.
Yes. Frank is here. He is the typical Reaper you would see. He's a skeletal figure. He's got the robe, the scythe. The only kind of difference is a sort of an update. He goes around on an electric scooter.
Well, because I care about the environment.
He goes to...
I mean, your air here in Utah. Oh, good heavens.
Frank goes to the scene of a celebrity death and makes sure they're dead. And then he takes their soul to the distribution center.
With the poking stick.
I have a special stick.
Frank
Come on.
If there's any movement, it's kind of you called me here for nothing.
Come on.
Frank is here.
Keith Richards was sleeping. Come on.
He's here to play the game. Frank Chris presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank has given me a list. 4 actors on this list, and 3 of them are, as Frank just said.
Fine.
But one of them Frank has taken to the distribution center, and it's the contestant's job to figure out the dead celebrity. Who do we have to play, Nick?
We got Tennille.
Tennille.
Oh. Hello, Tennille.
I think the captain
Hi.
was
Don't. Why would you do that?
I've
Why
taken the
would
captain.
You do that?
Tennille is fine.
I'm sorry, Tennille.
You say that to me all the time.
I know.
All the time.
I should have stopped it before.
And you know what, Tennille? Tell Gina that I'm not the only one.
You are not the only one.
Tennille, what can Tennille win if she identifies the dead celebrity?
Tickets to see Kraftwerk April 16th at the Union Event Center. You can find ticket information at x96.com.
All right, Tennille, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Because it's Christmas, these are actors in movies about Christmas tradition. Number 1, Alice Krige. Her big break came when she starred in a Gilbert and Sullivan singer in the film Chariots of Fire, historical film. She played the Borg Queen in Star Trek First Contact. She reprised that role in Voyager, Star Trek Lower Decks, and Star Trek Picard. She was in a romantic Christmas comedy called A Christmas Prince. Number 1, Alice Krige. Number 2, Don Most. He was Ralph Malph on Happy Days. He also made the regular round of guest appearances on TV shows, Emergency, Chips, Baywatch, Glee, Diagnosis Murder. He had one recording of a pop record called Donnie Most. It did not achieve success. His Christmas movie was called Holiday in Santa Fe. Number 2, Don Most. Number 3, David Huddleston. He had a busy TV career. He was in Adam 12, then came Bronson, Gunsmoke, Bewitched, Bonanza, The Klansman, Smokey and the Bandit 2. Oh, these are the movies. Smokey and the Bandit 2, Breakheart Pass, and, of course, The Big Lebowski. He was in a Christmas movie called Santa Claus the Movie. Number 3, David Huddleston. And then number 4, Terry Polo. She became a Fokker in Meet the Parents movies, and she was a regular on The West Wing. Polo guest starred on a lot of TV shows, The Practice, Felicity, Chicago Hope. She was in Playboy magazine. She was in a movie about a young boy who needed a heart transplant in The Christmas Heart. Number 4, Terry Polo. Tennille, which one is dead?
Number 3.
David Huddleston, yes.
Well done.
Very, very well done.
Correct.
Died in 2016 at the age of 85. Congratulations, you've won the prize. What's the prize again?
Kraftwerk tickets.
Oh, yeah, Kraftwerk. Tennille, will you hang on the line, please? And Katie, or not Katie.
Macy
Macy will
or
tell
Dawson
you what.
or somebody.
Hang on.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
We'll see you. Well, Gina, I have to go check on Chris Robinson.
He's
Oh, yeah?
fine.
He's 58, but that's, rock star mileage.
He's done some living. This
That's
is
done
true.
some living.
That's Black Crow years. That's
Yes.
that's really old.
And Dick Wolf is 78.
Who
He's a
will make TV if he is not around anymore?
But I've got to, producer. But I've got to go especially and check on Peter Criss.
Yeah. Oh, that's
79.
your most likely candidate,
Come
right?
on.
Yeah, he's probably circling the drain.
Chris, you hear me calling?
Oh.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
So I've got this one accident that UDOT's telling me about. They haven't updated this in 45 minutes. It might be fine, just fine. I don't know. If you're in the area, let me know via text at 33986. Crash I-15 northbound at the Ida East interchange in South Salt Lake. 2 left lanes have been blocked and traffic backing to 33rd South, but I'd appreciate it if you'd let me know if that is still an issue. Sometimes you guys are better than you ought about letting me know those things. Celebrate the New Year's Eve at the Gateway's Last Hurrah, Tuesday, December 31st from 8 p.m. to midnight, featuring performances from Indigo Waves and Juniper Honey. Warm up at the VIP Karaoke Lounge and Game Room. Bring the family for fireworks at midnight. Go to atthegateway.com for more information.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages with Sean Means reviewing movies, the movies that are opening over the holidays, as many as he's seen, that is. We're broadcasting live from the family shelter, the road home, KXRK Provo. We're in Midvale, and you can donate at x96.com, or you can Venmo your donation into @theroadhome. Put the X96 in the memo there.
We are not much closer to being able to play Little Augie Rios.
Better get on that.
We're trying to get to 85,000, and right now we're at 81,478.
All right,
so.
X96. I was telling Bill, boy, I don't know how much they spent on that jingle. Well worth every penny.
It's catchy. And it makes you think, yeah, I need to freshen things up.
Sure.
Get some new furniture. Living Spaces has a huge selection. Free next day shipping. I was actually just on their website looking at it. I'm like, oh, I could get that tomorrow. Or you can go into one of their store locations.
Might as well.
They have 2 in Salt Lake. In Draper, located just off I-15 and Bangor Highway, and Draper's furniture retail hotspot, that whole area there is where you can go shop. Clearfield, located off I-15, 700 South. Nice thing is the salespeople there, they're non-commission based. So they're going to help you out, but don't feel pressured into buying something you don't need or want because no commission there. Stores have a cafe. You can hang out, relax, watch TV. They have dirty sodas there if you like, little snacks, play area for the kids, and you can do your shopping at Living Spaces.
Living Spaces.
Marcus in Santaquin
Marcus?
just made a donation.
Santaquin?
Yeah, he went. See, you can be in Santaquin and donate to the road home. It's
Really?
possible. Yeah.
You can do it all the way from Santaquin?
You bet. You just go to x96.com. There's a banner, Road Home banner at the top, or you can do it via Venmo at the Road Home. Just give us credit. We just want the credit.
Now, wait a minute. Marcus tried to donate apples. That's not good.
Well, it's that's money in Santaquin.
Yeah, I know, but you can't send apples through Venmo. Jeez.
You squeeze them real hard. Sauce.
All right.
There you go. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Yes, see the films that see you at Broadway Center Cinemas. They've been carrying on the tradition of screening It's a Wonderful Life during Christmas for 20 years. Take the whole family. Get tickets at slfstix.org.
Thank you.
Well. Sean Patrick Means is here. Happy Christmas, Sean.
Happy Christmas to you.
Thanks for the card. That's very nice.
That is very nice.
Christmas card. And Sean is here to talk about the movies. He's a reporter and editor at the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com. He's also the movie Cricket, and you can go to moviecricket.net to find his past reviews going back many years, right?
Yep.
So if you're curious about a movie, go look and see what Sean said about it.
We've got quite a few to get to today, so let's begin.
We've got 2 children's movies that are opening today, and then we've got 3 movies for grown-ups that I can recommend that are opening on Christmas Day.
Excellent.
All right.
So
we will start with Mufasa the Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
This is the prequel to the 2017 computer-animated version of The Lion King. That's where the animals were supposed to look real even as they were singing Elton John songs.
Yes.
And what we learned then, that Disney didn't learn, is that a cartoon warthog is cute, but a computer-animated, real-looking warthog is terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah. This movie leans heavily the new one leans very heavily into the Timon and Pumbaa as comic relief. Rafiki is narrating the story of Simba's dad, Mufasa, and how he wasn't always royalty. He wasn't always the king.
Nope.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He had to earn it.
He was an orphan. He was a cub that was snatched away from his parents in a flood, and he gets adopted by a new pride, and brothers with the heir apparent, Taka.
Scar?
We will find that out later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jeremy Irons, wasn't it?
In the movie, in the original animated,
yeah.
So while this is happening, though, there's a new group of white lions that is from the outside that is stomping through all the prides, all the territories, and only Mufasa and Taka survive this, and they the white lions are bad guys because the leader
They like hair metal.
because the leader is voiced by Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
Evil.
how you know.
Evil. There you go.
And so they meet up with a lion. It's Sarabi, and they go looking for a mythical place where they can live free, and there's a love triangle and so on and so on. This is a mishmash of old storylines, Moses, Shakespeare, and it's just a slog. It's 2 hours long, and I don't know why. And instead of Elton John, we've got Lin-Manuel Miranda, and I mean, it's not one of his best. It's just,
now they have the realistic-looking warthog.
yeah.
Who farts?
Oh
Do
yeah.
they
all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yes. And it's voiced by Seth Rogen. So yeah.
That's really stupid.
2.5 stars. I mean, technically it looks good, but otherwise, yeah, 2.5 stars for
right.
Mufasa the Lion King.
But you give a little bit better rating to Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yeah, either of these movies are getting better, or my resistance is breaking down. I'm not entirely sure.
And they've
which.
already greenlit a fourth one.
Yes, and they set up what the fourth one's going to be, and the Sonic fans in the audience, including the 2 that I brought with me, were like.
Oh, they were very excited
When they saw the teaser for the next one.
All right.
So in the second movie, you remember we had Knuckles join up as a villain, and then he turned into a partner, a friend,
Yes.
and so on. And so they're now Team Sonic with Sonic and Tails and Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
And this time we start with a new character who is a villain, Shadow.
Ooh.
And he's essentially Sonic if Sonic was raised by an evil corporation.
Okay.
And
Sonic has been raised by an evil. Never mind.
And Knuckles was voiced by Idris Elba. Sonic is voiced by Keanu Reeves. So
well, that's
you mean
enjoyable.
the new guy.
Okay.
Yeah, the new guy. And so Sonic and his friends have to try to stop Shadow, and they realize they can't do it alone. They need to bring in somebody very smart and who knows how to stop aliens. So of course, they have to partner up with Dr.
The
Robotnik.
enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes. So Jim Carrey is back, and And then the new wrinkle, or really lots of wrinkles, is that Robotnik is reunited with his grandfather, another evil scientist, also played by Jim Carrey.
Also played by Jim Carrey.
So you're double your Jim Carrey fun.
Okay.
This is fun. It's not demanding. I mean, it's a very and if you have people in your life who play Sonic, bring them along. They will enjoy it more than you. They will enjoy it more than you will, and they will explain the stuff that you didn't get.
Okay.
You didn't get.
Isn't it fun to see Jim Carrey though?
It is fun to see Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hear he's quite good.
He's always good. Yeah. So 3 stars for Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right. Baby Girl then.
Yes. So three on Christmas Day. Quickly here, Baby Girl. Nicole Kidman as a CEO who starts an affair with a much younger intern played by Harris Dickinson.
Whoa.
And they trips to hotels get pretty kinky because the intern starts bossing around the boss, and she may be enjoying it.
No.
This is a very sensual, supercharged movie by a woman director. And as a guy, I will say that I've never realized how prevalent the male gaze is until you watch an erotic drama like this that doesn't have it.
Oh, I see.
It's really good. 3.5 stars for Baby Girl.
All right.
Is that based mainly on Nicole Kidman's performance?
On that and the way it handles like the power dynamics of this relationship.
Okay.
So,
all right. And you should caution people. Perhaps it's quite sexy.
It is. Yeah. All 3 of these are very R-rated. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, Nosferatu is coming up.
Well,
he is coming. You keep seeing all the ads, and he is coming. This is a remake of the classic 1923. It's 100 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
The silent film.
The classic silent vampire movie. Good cast here. Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok, the vampire. Nicholas Hoult as his first intended victim, who's a young attorney. Willem Dafoe as the Van Helsing type character, the hunter of vampires. And best of all, I'll tell you this, Lily Rose Depp.
Really?
Yes. She plays Holt's bride, who senses Orlok's presence long before he ever gets near.
Is her name Mina?
No. No.
This isn't.
The thing about Nosferatu is it was breaking the copyright on Bram Stoker's Dracula, and it was like a ripoff initially, a ripoff to the point where it went to court and all copies of the original were supposed to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Really?
And somebody didn't follow that. Somebody didn't get that memo, and that's why we have Nosferatu to this day.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. They couldn't get the rights to Dracula, so they made their own, and they got sued. And that was what happened 100 years ago. So Robert Eggers directed this. He did The Lighthouse. He did The Northman. Dark and creepy is like right in his wheelhouse.
That's what he does.
It's like Nosferatu. Him doing Nosferatu is just like the most natural thing you could possibly.
Pretty good, huh?
But this isn't a throwaway horror film.
No.
You really liked it.
This is really good. And seriously, Lily Rose Depp is the reason to watch this. Bill Skarsgård is good. And one thing I like about it is how they change up the look for Nosferatu. He's very big and hulking and has this Nick Offerman mustache and stuff. And part of the reason they do that is because if you look at the original 23,
which is very good, by the way,
spindly and hook-nosed and every bad anti-Semitic stereotype you can possibly have. Yeah. And they definitely steer in the other direction from that.
Oh, that's why they've been hiding what he looks like in all the trailers then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
because we all have a predetermined idea of what Nosferatu looks like.
This is different, but it's really good. And but like I said, Lily Rose Depp is the main reason to watch. 3.5 for Nosferatu.
All right. And then A Complete Unknown. Bob Dylan.
This is the biographical drama about the life of Bob Dylan, and it only takes a chunk from 61 to 65.
The beginnings.
Starts with him hitchhiking to New York and then going to visit Woody Guthrie in the hospital after he's had a stroke. That was like a legendary moment.
Who plays Woody Guthrie?
Scoot McNairy.
And I guess he doesn't say a word, but it's a great performance.
He's had a stroke, and so he's wordless, but it's a great performance. And there he meets Pete Seeger, who introduces him to the New York folk scene, and he just takes it on like storm. And Edward Norton plays the Seeger, and that's really good. The thing here is, Timothée Chalamet plays Dylan, and the thing about Dylan is that he was and remains an enigma.
Yeah,
and he's trying to nail him down for a biographical drama like this is like trying to nail Jello to the wall.
Well, it's what's called a complete unknown.
Exactly, and that was the thing, and he played on that. He used that as part of his whole shtick.
Yeah.
So the movie is really seen through the women in his life. There's a composite girlfriend played by Elle Fanning, who mostly is Susie Rotolo, but a little bit of some of the other women he dated.
Mm-hmm.
And then Monica Barbaro, really good as Joan Baez.
Oh, really?
Now, she sings her own songs. Timothy Chalamet sings Dylan songs.
Yep.
And I understand they're both really
They're
good.
both really good. You get the soundtrack, and he's not lip syncing Bob Dylan. He is singing. It is Timothy singing. He's really good.
Wow.
The movie is great at showing this era of the early '60s and how Dylan rose to fame and then chafed at the expectations of being this folk music hero. It ends with the moment where it all blew up. That if you know Dylan's history, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Right, yeah.
3.5 stars.
Wow.
For a complete unknown. It's really good.
That's-
And little Timmy is great.
That's cool. 3 different kind of movies for Christmas Day.
And all good.
All very good.
Wow.
All
Well,
right.
thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Anything to look forward to?
My top 10 list will be coming out next week.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll have you
We'll talk about that.
Talk about that. All right, cool.
All right, thanks,
Thank
Sean.
you very much. Sean Means, everybody. Traffic, Gina, please.
I heard from Infiniteam that this accident still is an issue. Crash I-15 northbound at the Ida East interchange in South Salt Lake. Thank you, whoever texted in at 33986 and said, "Yep, that accident's still there." That's very helpful when you do that. That's the only thing though that UDOT's reporting, so that's the good news. If you're seeing anything else though, please let us know. 33986. America's first Nutcracker is nostalgic, charming, and magical. Witness the historic 80th anniversary of the Nutcracker closing December 28th with music of Tchaikovsky performed live by the Ballet West Orchestra. Get tickets at balletwest.org.
We were busy, but Laszlo and Desmond stopped by.
I saw
Those
them,
little
yeah.
boys, yeah.
Yeah.
Made a donation, so thanks you guys.
They brought. I
Appreciate
think I saw they had a wad of cash.
They had a bunch of money, yeah.
But easier to donate online, though. I'd encourage you to not walk in with cash. Do it online. We'll keep better track of it there.
Laszlo, Desmond, you did just fine bringing the cash.
You
in.
did, but for the rest of y'all, go to x96.com or Venmo at the road home.
I'm going to have to turn around and go back home now.
Okay. Boner of the day coming up along with Big Boy News. What do we got?
Here are the candidates you'll be considering. Number 1, the native people always come up on the short end of the stick. Boner candidate number 2. Sorry, cancer kids. Elon doesn't want you. Doesn't think you deserve funding. That's it. And boner candidate number 3. They are important musicians. They are entitled to our money.
All right. Boner of the day, Big Boy News, all coming up after these messages and a Christmas song. We are broadcasting live from the family shelter, the road home, X96. So...
So your choice of vacation stories.
All right.
You can either have The Blind Masseuse or Barbie Waffle House Waitress.
I don't care. Whichever one you feel comfortable with.
Okay. You're going to hear both of them.
I mean, I will, yes.
Well, then just tell. How about this? Why don't you relate one of them?
Which one is the best story?
They're both pretty good. I'll start with The Blind Masseuse.
Okay. Because, this hour of the show is one of the least listened to, and I want people to hear these stories. So.
But they might hear them on the podcast.
That's true. Okay.
So The Blind Masseuse. So we stayed at a resort in Savannah. My whole family on spring break. And the kids are old enough now that you can send them to the pool, and then the grown-ups can go do grown-up things, which is awesome. And
Like nap?
Like nap, like go to the bar, or go get a massage. And a spa attached to the hotel. So Joe, my husband, and I go to get a massage.
Nice.
And they check you in, and you get your robe, and they say, and then you wait in this relaxation room, and your therapist will join you shortly.
Very nice.
So Joe and I are in our robes, and they gave you a mimosa. You're sipping
even
a
better.
mimosa. You're waiting. Your therapist will be here shortly. Joe and I are sitting there. And coming down the hall, you see a man holding on to the wall.
Okay.
And has a walking stick. As he's
A white cane?
A white cane.
Ah, yes.
As he's coming down the hall. And I find out later, Joe and I had the same thought at the same time. Whoever gets this masseuse wins.
Oh, I see why.
So
I could just take off all my clothes.
Well, I mean, you do that anyway, but
Oh, you do?
yeah.
Oh, I don't get massages. I'm not a massage guy.
So his name was Stan. Stan comes in the room. Says, yes, I'm looking for, not looking. I'm here for.
Did he say looking?
Did he say look? He didn't say
might
looking.
He said, I'm here for Gina. And I'm like, yes.
I'm over here. No, over here, Stan.
Stan. And Stan said, hi, Gina. I'll be your therapist today. We're going to go down the hall. If you don't mind, I'm going to put my hand on your back as we walk down the hall. And
I don't want you touching me.
you can guide me.
Wait a minute,
down
it's a massage.
Down the hall.
Yeah.
Our room is the one with the basket hanging on the door. See, they have a system
Sure.
for Stan, the blind masseuse.
What's the basket for other than to identify the room?
That's Stan's room.
That's how you know it stands.
Why a basket?
Just something to hang on the door.
Was it like a wicker basket
Yeah.
or a basketball hoop?
It was a wicker basket.
Oh, okay.
Okay, great, Stan. And we get to the room, and he said, now, were you enjoying a drink? So he is blind. He's not like...
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of got wonky I mean, he's blind.
He's not wearing sunglasses to hide his wonky eyes?
No.
Yeah.
I think you would.
And he said, Gina, do you have a drink with you? And I said, yes, I have a mimosa. He's like, if you could do me a favor.
It was made by our blind bartender.
If you could set that on the counter to the left of the Kleenex box so I don't knock it over. Stan has a sister, sure.
Yeah.
Or an elaborate, very elaborate ruse.
You think?
No,
No.
because he's got the wonky eye.
And the stick.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't just give those sticks out, right?
Well,
Yes,
you can get them
anyone-
on Amazon.
Anyone can get them.
Get them on Amazon.
But I had the most fantastic massage of my life from Stan, the blind
A
masseuse.
blind massage.
They come at it from a different perspective.
Do they?
How's that?
Do they?
How's that? How is it that, what different perspective are they coming to it from?
Well, they're not looking at what they're doing.
Are you one of those people who believes that blind people hear better than everybody? Because they don't.
They do.
No, they don't.
They do. They're in tune to their other senses more.
They may pay more attention, but they don't hear better.
Stan was amazing.
Well, that's good. I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that he was blind. I think it had to do with the fact that you thought he would be amazing because he was blind.
I think it was amazing because it was amazing.
Okay.
And I won because I got the blind masseuse.
And
Joe just got a regular masseuse.
He got the one-armed masseuse.
Now that's a
That's
challenge.
It's a different perspective, man.
That's a challenge.
Yeah, the one-armed masseuse.
Or in tune to his surroundings.
Yeah. He has to pay special attention to those muscle groups.
So, what was the method? I mean, because I've had my share of massage. What was the method of the lying down and of course you do face down first.
Yeah, and he still did the cover.
He's
the
able
sheet.
to. He was able to do. That was my next question. Is he was able to do the cover the sheet?
Covered the sheet, and the private parts were covered. And
Texter wants to know: did you tip him $1 and say it was 100?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go, Stan. That's a $100 bill for you, Stan.
In fact, I told Joe because he filled out the receipt. I'm like, give Stan a good tip. Stan was great. I would fly back to Savannah for Stan the blind masseuse. I suggest everybody.
Did he have the right amount of pressure?
Yes.
Okay.
He didn't. So in other words, he wasn't going into this thing blind. He knew what he was doing.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
All right.
I think it's a great job for someone who's blind.
So all of you blind people listening out there, consider massage school. Okay.
It's a good.
That'd be a good job for you.
It's a good job.
Texter wants to know how to Stan know how to keep away from the swimsuit areas. I guess
Stan knows.
because he's, more attuned, apparently.
He has that blind touch.
There was nothing inappropriate, so whatever he was doing, it worked.
See, it could have been a good excuse for. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm blind, and I didn't
Oh,
mean to.
oops.
I didn't mean.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put my hand there.
No,
I'm blind. You'll have to forgive me.
Guy in the chat room, Bill is incorrect. There is now overwhelming evidence that early blind individuals do indeed possess hearing abilities that are superior to sighted people. Combination of auditory, psychological investigations and functioning managing studies and
I don't know.
identified that specific rather than general auditory enhancements.
It's what they say.
Early blind.
What they're saying is that they pay more attention. It doesn't mean their hearing is better.
and Stan said, now, if you don't mind, I'd like to finish my massage with a head massage. Are you okay with that? Am I okay with that?
Oh, please. I usually pay extra for that, Stan.
I know. That comes standard with Stan?
And then he proceeded to massage his own head.
When you're a client of Stan.
I throw in the head massage for free.
Oh,
You're in good standing.
I love a head massage. And
Well,
my eyes are closed, so everybody's,
Everybody's blind, essentially.
Everybody's blind.
Yep.
All right.
And Joe got the one arm.
He tries harder.
Yeah.
That's why he's better.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're right. It's a masseur.
Masseur.
That's right.
Sorry. Thank you. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. The Heat Miser song. Let's see. It is 26 minutes after 7, and it is time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, 12/20/24. We'll give you 2 candidates now. A third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. The native people always come up on the short end of the stick. Tesha, I think it is, Holly, learned that hospital bills from her son's birth had been sent to debt collectors only when she checked her credit score while attending a home buying class. The new mom's plans to buy a house stalled. Holly said she didn't know the thousands of dollars in debts. The federal government did. Holly is a citizen of the Grovant tribe, lives on the Fort Belknap Indian Reservation in Montana. The Indian Health Service is a federal agency that provides free health care to Native Americans, but its services are limited by chronic shortages of funding and staff. Holly's local Indian Health Service hospital wasn't equipped to deliver babies, but she said staff there agreed that the agency would pay for her care at a privately owned hospital more than an hour away. They made that arrangement. Off she goes. She has the baby. She assumes everything is taken care of. Federal law stresses that patients approved for the program are not responsible for any of the costs. But tribal leaders, health officials, and a new federal report say patients are routinely billed anyway as a result of backlogs or mistakes from the Indian Health Service, financial middlemen, hospitals, clinics. The financial consequences for patients can last years. Those sent to collections can face damaged credit scores, which can prevent them from securing loans or require them to pay higher interest rates. And it happens over and over and over again that these services are supposed to be free for Native people, and they get billed for them. Boner candidate number 1, the Native people always come up on the short end of the stick. She finally got things squared away,
good,
but it takes.
It shouldn't have gotten as far as it did.
Yeah. Here's Boner candidate number 2. Sorry, cancer kids. Elon doesn't think you deserve funding. Fox News host Jessica Tarlov railed against billionaire Elon Musk for killing a government spending bill that would have provided $190 million for pediatric cancer research. After the spending bill was severely cut down following protests by President Musk and President Trump on
Vice
social
President
media. Yeah. The richest man in the world wanted this. Elon Musk did. And programs that came out of it. I mean, what's your problem with a bipartisan cancer research program for $190 million?
Can't imagine.
This is Tarlov speaking. A drop in the bucket of what this is. Those are the kinds of things that came out of this. And the reason that people are saying that, Musk is the unelected president, not only because of the hundreds of millions of dollars that he paid to get Donald Trump elected, is that Donald Trump wasn't kicking up a fuss about the bill before Elon got a bee in his bonnet about it. The initial spending bill was severely cut down this week after President Musk led protests against it on social media, describing it as a scam and an insane crime against the American people. Yeah, $190,000 for cancer research for kids. Sorry, cancer kids. Elon doesn't think you deserve funding. That's boner candidate number 2.
There were 38 Republicans that voted against this new bill that they put together.
Two of our Congress voted it the right way.
So if anybody tries to tell you this is the Democrats' fault, no. 38 Republicans.
Curtis and Moore.
Like Moore, yeah.
But Celeste Malloy.
Celeste
Malloy said, "Hello," and then voted.
Of course.
And then said, "Does my hair look funny?" Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. They are important musicians. They are entitled to our money.
All right, boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Well, before we get to news.
Yeah, we have a guest we need to talk to first.
It's Alicia Gleed.
Hi, friends.
Hi, Alicia, who had a cup of coffee ready for me this morning. Thank you.
Hey, we've got you. You're here talking about our mission. I will do whatever you need.
Alicia, as you assess the situation, we're here at the Connie Crosby Resource Center in Midvale, raising money for the road home. How do you assess it going so far?
Oh, it's going amazing. You know, each year that this event happens, we are overwhelmed by the incredible support of the community, and especially X96 fans.
I know we're the best.
We've had numerous people coming in and donating cash and things like that, all saying, hey, we are here for X96. So all of you listening, thank you.
You know why that is? Because X96 listeners are the community.
You know what? They are amazing.
It's a terrific. I think it looked kind of slow yesterday, and I thought, oh boy, they're going to be a slog here. But it seems to have really picked up. What are we at right now, Gina?
So X96 is at $84,612. Now we were saying if we get to 85, we'll play Lil Augie Rios.
Yep.
Don't ask the Santa Claus. So we're closed.
And this hour would be a good time to donate because your donation is being tripled by matches from the Huntsman Family Foundation and Sue Mark Lud Realtor.
Hey, Alicia, so on a triple match, tell people what a one-night stay, how much a one-night stay in shelter costs, and show how far their money can go for that.
Absolutely. For one person, for one night of shelter, it's $32. So if you made an $11 donation tonight, you would provide shelter for one person. And that may not sound like a lot, but that can be life-saving for someone, especially as it's getting colder. Yeah. You know, we've had kind of a mild winter so far, but we all know that is not going to last. And so anyone having to sleep outside, it's so nice for them to be able to come in. So if you can donate even $11, that saves a lot.
Yeah, I do think sometimes people think, well, I don't have very much to give. Look at $11, what that can do.
And it's amazing, too, to me, you know, to think about, and you could enumerate these better than I, the programs that you have to fund. It's not just putting a roof over people's heads. There are other programs. Talk about some of that.
Exactly. So our first step for anyone is the emergency shelter, which is what everyone thinks about, the roof, right? But included in that, we want to make sure that we have items that we can give to people, hygiene, they have access to laundry, food, all of those basic necessities. But then on top of that, we have an incredible staff who is working 24/7 with people, case managers that are working with people to say, hey, what is causing this episode of homelessness, and how can we help you move through that? And as you were talking about some of the boner candidates even, right? right?
Mhm.
There can be a lot of red tape for people. And so
Exactly.
our team is there to help them move through it. And ultimately, we want people to move into housing. So we have extensive housing programs to help people move into permanent housing so that they don't have to return to homelessness.
So there it is. That's where your money is going. There's a dedicated staff here of counselors, of people who just make food for people, intake people. And then when people leave the road home and transition into housing, the counselors follow up with them, and so it's a big operation, and it requires money.
It does, and we couldn't do it without the community. We really, as a community, can solve homelessness, but it does take everyone. It takes all of our community partners. It takes all of you to help solve it.
Alicia Gleed, thank you. It's always a pleasure. And you're always
Thank you.
smiling. I don't know.
She's a low ray of sunshine.
You never stop smiling. That's amazing to me.
Oh, thank you,
It's
friends.
actually it's a little irritating sometimes.
I'll work on that. I am wearing my Grinch shirt today, so
okay. Well,
trying to balance.
Thanks, Alicia.
Thanks, Alicia.
Thank you.
All right, so you can make your donation at x96.com or use your Venmo. It's at the road home is the place where you send it, and put X96 in the memo. Let's do some news.
I know Alicia. I knew Alicia could take a little rib like
yeah.
that. She's very good. She's what a great person.
Big boy news and Opinioendo now, brought to you by.
Coming soon, don't miss the return of Lights, Camera, Brunch, our annual film-themed and not safe for work podcast with brunch, beers, and more, Sunday, January 26th at Squatters Pub. Space is limited. Buy your tickets now at x96.com.
News.
Martin Short is returning to Studio 8H.
Yay!
Don't expect him to take it easy on the current Saturday Night Live cast, though.
Good.
In the latest promo for this weekend's episode, the three-time Golden Globe nominee had a very in-character meltdown as he criticized the script of the NBC sketch comedy show and stormed off stage.
I love it.
Where he was joined by musical guest Hoser and cast member Kenan Thompson. You know what I want for Christmas this year, said Short? A better script than this. This is drivel. He also criticized the decor at 30 Rockefeller. It's the Christmas show, so that's always fun, noted Thompson. Is it? Short asked. Shouldn't somebody put up some decorations then? Hosier agreed that the stage looked a little bit bare, despite the fact that there were garlands and lights behind them. Oh, well, we'll get right on it, said Thompson, before shouting at someone off camera, "Hey, Martin Short wants some more decorations." Short was a cast member, of course, on season 10 of SNL. From 84 to 85.
The infamous season 10.
I wonder if he'll do Ed Grimley, just for old time's sake.
Probably.
He did it last time he was there, yeah.
So there you go.
They had a SNL Christmas 2-hour special. It was just old sketches, and they played the one where he's Scrooge, and Steve Martin is the ghost.
Oh, I love
and he's throwing the coins down, and for some reason the coins, when he throws them, the gravity grabs them, and they become like bullets, and so he's tossed at the boy to get the goose, and it gets right in his eye. This guy's killing people with his money.
An arrest warrant has been issued for an Ogden man charged with attempted murder after police said he stabbed his wife in front of their two kids.
Oh, jeez.
Ulovis Jose Villario Camataro, charged in second district court with attempted murder related to domestic violence. He became upset after his wife was talking to a neighbor. The couple started arguing, and then Camataro forcibly pushed his wife into the bathroom holding a kitchen knife. Charges state the wife was able to escape to the kitchen, but he followed her and stabbed her a couple times. She will recover. The kids saw it. He fled, and his whereabouts are unknown at this time. A man has been charged in connection with a BYU cheerleading coach being injured by a thrown water bottle.
Oh, yeah, at the U game.
Yeah, it's William Gardner. He's 18.
He's not a student of the U. I'm just saying.
Charged with aggravated assault. In the video of the incident, the cheerleaders are seen in the corner of the stadium when a bottle comes into frame and hits Allen in the head, causing her to lose consciousness.
Think about how heavy that would be, a full water bottle being thrown from above.
University officials say that Gardner is not a student at the university, and Gina Barberi can confirm that.
Want to make sure.
Gardner's father later notified police that his son was responsible. Yeah, it was my kid. BYU defeated Utah with a last-second field goal in a revival of the Holy War rivalry, which I think they should never have again.
That idiot son of mine.
Governor Spencer Cox is detailing his plans for a pending crackdown on illegal immigration, focusing on those who commit crimes.
Okay, fine.
The governor announced a couple of weeks ago that Utah would cooperate with the incoming Trump administration's plans on illegal immigration, which have included pronouncements of mass deportation. But at his monthly news conference, the governor acknowledged that would be easier said than done. Utah's role, he told reporters, would be focused on those who are committing other criminal activities, other than being saying asked what that would look like. Governor Cox replied, "It looks like, well, if you commit a crime, then we send you out of the country."
This has always been. This is nothing new.
Yeah,
this has always been the case.
He says we're going to start with the criminals, but that's not what the Trump administration wants to do.
No, they want anybody here illegally.
Yeah, and tragedy. He was one of a kind. He was an original. He will be missed. At the age of 48, George, the southern white rhino at Hogle Zoo, was humanely euthanized Thursday after his health declined in the last few weeks. He kind of became disoriented. He couldn't remember his name.
Couldn't find his keys.
He was having a hard time tying his own shoes. Hogle Zoo announced that George was surrounded by his dedicated care and veterinary teams when he passed. George and his half-sister, Princess, were one of the oldest southern, I guess they were two of the oldest southern white rhinos in human care. He'd been a Hogle Zoo resident since 1977. He's the old man of the zoo.
Yeah.
77.
He enjoyed back leg scratches and a bucket of bananas.
Gina.
Bucket of bananas. Oh, man.
No bananas.
No bananas for me.
And China's going to, this is the last story, China is vying to take on the son of the Concorde with an even faster supersonic jet that could fly from London to New York City in less than 2 hours. Beijing-based Space Transportation has been carrying out test flights and recently reached a speed of 3,106 miles per hour, which is 4 times the speed of sound, according to Chinese media. If you believe
you shouldn't
them.
be able to do that.
It's a cool-looking plane, I tell you.
All right. Weather, traffic.
It's colder this morning than it was yesterday. 29 right now. Going to get up to a high of 52. The bad news is that the haze is building back in. Bad air quality today, tomorrow. Looks like maybe Sunday night into Monday we have a weak storm system coming through. Doesn't mean white Christmas. Could be a wet Christmas. Rain down in the valley. We should get some snow in the mountains, though, on Monday night. And let's see what we have traffic-wise. We have fog up north along portions of the West Davis Highway from Syracuse into Kaysville. You're going to want to use cautions as roads may be slick and visibility reduced. So this is a good reminder to give yourself some extra space between you and the car in front of you and make sure your lights are on. A lot of times people don't have their daytime running lights on.
I always have mine on.
It's very helpful to do that. America's first Nutcracker is nostalgic, charming, and magical. Witness the historic 80th anniversary of the Nutcracker closing December 28th with the music of Tchaikovsky, performed live by the Ballet West Orchestra. Get tickets at balletwest.org.
All right.
Here's number 3. Here's number 3. Listen, these are important musicians. They're entitled to our money. Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, Marshmello are just a few of the musicians who applied for and received payouts as part of the Shuttered Venue Operations Grant, a government program meant to aid independent venues and arts groups struggling during the pandemic. But according to a new report, they allegedly used the money to instead pay themselves or throw lavish parties at the cost of taxpayers.
Oh, man.
For instance, Lil Wayne, whose reps did not respond to Variety magazine's request for comment, received $8.9 million that he divvied up for personal use, including $1.3 million on private jets, $460,000 on designer clothing, $2.14 million to settle a debt to his former manager. Brown, meanwhile, received $10 million for his company, and he threw himself a lavish birthday party. Marshmello was given a $9.9 million grant, most of which went into his pocket. This is all taxpayer money. Alice in Chains did the same. Shinedown, Steve Aoki, all of them applying for assistance that was meant to go to venues
Yeah.
to help them weather the pandemic, and they spent the money on themselves. Boner candidate number 3. They're important musicians. They're entitled to our tax money.
All right, so let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, you know, the Native people always come up on the short end of the stick. Hi, Jimmy. This is the Indian Health Service providing free care to Native Americans, but its services are often, they often end up billing the people that they're serving when they shouldn't. Boner candidate number 2, sorry, cancer kids, Elon doesn't think you deserve any funding. Elon Musk, President Musk, killing a government spending bill that would have provided $190 million for pediatric cancer research. And number 3, they're important musicians. They're entitled to our money.
All right, time to vote for your boner. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. That's the easiest way to vote. The computer counts it for us. You can go online, x96.com, look for the box that says Boner of the Day 12 20 24. Click and vote. And if you don't see that box, refresh your browser. Or you can call the producer's booth back in Salt Lake at 877-602-9696. We'll have your boner winner after these messages, and have another drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy. He's here. All right, coming 2 segments, by the way, so if you have any questions about holiday beverages, this would be a good time to get lined up after we award Boner of the Day after these, X96.
But I got looking at movies that have been filmed here, and we know some of them. We all know The Sandlot. We all know Footloose.
Well, the very first time anybody ever saw John Wayne on screen, he was filmed here in Utah.
That's right.
For a Stagecoach.
And so there's a bunch of westerns that have been filmed here. But I have a complete list here of
how many are there?
424 on this list. I'm
Lord.
obviously not going to read them all.
Get some well-known ones and some obscure ones.
Okay, so 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yes,
you didn't know that.
That's
was
where the apes were with the bones. And
Austin Powers and Goldmember.
I don't remember Goldmember enough to
But
say.
Apple Dumpling Gang.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yes.
Let's see. Back to the Future Part 3. That makes sense.
Yes, I remember that one.
Better Off Dead. You didn't know that was.
Ski resorts, right?
No. Oh, maybe.
Because it was all about skiing.
Was Better Off Dead about skiing?
I don't know.
Yeah. He had to beat the ski captain to get his girlfriend back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber.
Of course. Yeah, everybody knows Dumb and Dumber. I'm trying,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep, Pirates of the City Slickers.
Yes.
That
Search
makes
for
sense.
Curly's Gold, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Con Air.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What's wrong, Con Air?
Daddy Day Camp. That was that Eddie Murphy movie. Let's see. Lots of horror.
Yeah, a lot of horror movies here.
Easy Rider, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The Electric Horseman also makes sense. The Exorcist 2 filmed here. Fletch.
And it doesn't mean the whole movie was filmed here, right?
It could be parts of it.
Yeah.
Because like Fletch, there were like 2 scenes.
Yeah.
That motel up in...
Motel and then him driving on Main Street.
Yeah. Let's see.
3 O'Clock High.
3 O'Clock
Oh,
High.
yeah.
I was in there.
Can't forget that.
The Hulk.
Yeah. The first Hulk movie with the Ang Lee Hulk movie.
Yeah.
There was
Is
a lot
The
of...
Last Emperor on there?
I don't see
probably
that.
not. I think it was all in China.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of them. And more to come. Let's see, what else is coming here besides... Oh, I thought I had...
They left out John Carter of Mars.
Oh, John Carter from Mars.
Carnival of Souls.
Yes.
Famous Carnival of Souls.
Planet of the Apes. Lots of Planet of the Apes.
Lots of Planet of the Apes, yep.
Point Break.
Delightful Water Universe, starring Hanson Bill Allred.
Is that in there? Stephanie reminds me the singles ward was...
Oh.
Carrie was in that.
Carrie was in there.
Cop number 2 or something.
Cop number 2. Had to write my own dialogue.
Indiana
Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Everybody keeps saying Galaxy Quest, and I can't remember.
Katie says yes.
Is that right?
Galaxy Quest.
Okay.
Which is what a great movie that is, and they've never made a sequel.
They keep
threatening to make either a sequel or a series. They keep working on it, and they keep running into.
Well, Alan Rickman's dead.
They're like, this doesn't work.
Octopussy.
Oh yes, Octopussy
was filmed here.
Oh, Goblin Valley is where they did the Galaxy Quest.
Of
That's
course,
right.
Thelma and Louise. We've talked about that before.
Well, now,
Lots.
because there are so many movies filmed here, there must be a lot of celebrity sightings, and we need to know about those. So if you ever have celebrity sightings, you should let us know. You could email us, radiofromhell@x96.com, or you can, call us, 877-602-9696. If any time you run into a celebrity, we want to know the story.
If you're at a McDonald's in St. George and see Kevin Costner.
Because I seem to remember somebody telling us a story that Bret Michaels was getting gas someplace on his way to the dunes.
That's right.
And somebody
Out to the dunes.
somebody ran into him at a gas station. Where are you going? Out to the dunes.
Somebody says if it wasn't for Jeremiah Johnson, there wouldn't be a Sundance. That's true. That's where
That is true.
Robert Redford fell in love with Utah, much as Kevin Costner had.
I wonder if he'll start a ski resort.
No room. Well. All right, 7:50 right now. Time to award your boner.
And it's brought to you in part by Chicken Katsu Curry.
And Feldman's Deli, Utah's authentic Jewish deli with expanded hours, now open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Breakfast till 10:30, lunch, dinner, live music Fridays and Saturdays. More information at feldmansdeli.com.
We had boner candidate number 1 and number 2 tying almost. The native people coming up on the short end of the stick. And number 3, these are important musicians. They're entitled to our money. They each got about 65 votes. But the winner, with 100 and some odd votes, sorry, Cancer Kids, Elon doesn't think you deserve funding.
There you go. That's your boner of the day for today, the 20th of December, 2024. All right. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Yeah, it's brought to you by Jack's Vineyards, the quintessential small family winery at the Napa Valley, where hand-harvested, family-owned, and earth-friendly Napa Valley wines are made, featuring the premium Jack's Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. Get a bottle for the holidays as a gift or just for your family today.
All right.
Well, here he is. He's the kind, wonderful...
Oh, must be the holidays.
It must be. Kind and wonderful dictator of the Wine Academy of Utah. He's the benevolent dictator, the benevolent despot. The Wine Academy of Utah, Jimmy Santangelo.
Our dear leader.
Hey. Yes, wineacademyofutah.com.
Yes.
Now, it says here, Jack's Napa Valley, and I thought, it's a guy named Jack.
Right.
But no, it's J-A-X.
Yeah, J-A-X, Jack's. You'll see this wine in the wine store. These guys are family-owned, as mentioned. 3 generations making wines, and one of the generations are the grandkids. They're all out there harvesting.
Wow.
Their original vineyard was out of Calistoga, which is on the northern side of the valley in Napa Valley, a little cooler. And they have, this is a Cabernet Sauvignon, aged in French oak, and just a lot of nice, cool climate and the skin contact. What they do is they hand harvest, destem the grapes, and then they'll crush the red grapes. And when you crush red grapes, the juice is clear, right? So you got to keep that juice in contact with the skins to extract that beautiful pigmentation and that nice soft tannic structure coming about. Well, we do that for a couple days, so long that it's anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks that we keep this wine in contact with the skins.
Yeah, because it's really dark.
Really dark, and it's got a nice chill on it, and this wine's been aged in French oak. Nice tight barrel of a French oak, just weeping off a bit of the cinnamon-ish, nutmeg-ish kind of characteristics that oak aging does. But aromatically, you have a wine in the glass, that's for sure.
It's delicious.
I was going to say this,
it's really
because
good.
I know your favorite one.
Yeah.
I think this is better.
Can you
than this? She has a favorite label that she likes.
Okay.
And I think this one's
Prisoner,
better.
right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I think this one's better.
Now,
It's
tell me
delicious.
this, Jimmy. They talk about wine having legs, and I see that this wine has legs.
Sure.
Tell people what that means
And it knows
why,
how to use them.
And why it might be important.
Yeah, so the legs are what we call the tears, weeping down from the top of the glass into the body. The tears of a wine, what we measure is how quickly they form, how fast they fall. The arch is between the tears, but then the width of that tear itself. If you notice, I'm looking at the tears as you drew it to my attention, a little bit of staining on the glass. So that's an indicator of fining infiltration, meaning staining, meaning the redness of the glass is still in there.
Yeah.
Carrie, check out the alcohol on that. What do you got there?
Oh,
It might
the
be on
print's
the back.
so small I can't.
No,
read
no,
it.
that's fine.
What was I
And
saying?
then the width of the tear itself seems a little narrow. That tear that drops down the leg itself, very narrow, and the width of that is an indicator of the alcohol. And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at, and I had to do a reassessment. I mean, on average, wine is 13.5% alcohol by volume. This is a little higher. This is, in fact, I would have said 14.5. This is 14.8. So 14.8% alcohol by
the thinner, the more
the
alcohol.
thinner, the more alcohol. Imagine having a glass of vodka in there. No, Bill, don't get excited.
I love that he was able to call that just by taste.
Yeah.
He was able to call the alcohol content.
No, by sight.
By sight.
taste,
Yeah. Yeah, so if you had a glass of vodka in here and you spun it in your wine glass, that vodka would just drop right to the bottom, and then before your eyes, little pinpricks would appear. That's super high alcohol. So that's kind of the measure.
Yeah, yeah. My
Great
bourbon
question.
does not have legs.
My bourbon.
It just goes right down into my belly.
So this wine is excellent for the holidays. What a great gift for someone. The Jacks family does have other wines in the wine store. This is their premium selection, their flagship wine, $45 a bottle. And then they've got wines in the $20 range under the Toro label.
Toro, okay.
And then also Y3, the number Y3. And that's the branding of over there. They had a cattle ranch, and the Y3, that was like the branding thing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So
where
if
they
I-
source some of the
So
fruit.
if I were to pick up the Chardonnay, it'd be Toro, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and they do have a flagship Chard out there as well. They even have a Pinot Noir, but it doesn't hit our market. But this Cab Sav does. Family-owned and operated, sustainable fruit, hand-picked, sorted, destemmed, crushed, long-term fermentation and skin contact, and just a really fine product made out of Napa Valley.
I'm gonna buy a bottle of this today. I
Yeah.
like it that
Yeah.
way.
I
This
knew
is
you
nice.
would, and this is delicious. I'm getting a lot of cherry. I'm getting a lot of. It's a sweeter cab. It's really good.
Gina will buy a bottle of it today and go immediately to an underpass and crack it open.
You don't need to know everything about me.
Some people ask me, so this is a cork closure, so and it's good for long-term aging. Keep this on its side so you keep that cork moist from the wine. If you ever come across a bottle with the screw tops, those are super popular. You store those upright. You don't want the wine in contact with the screw top. That's Stelvin top, just the brand name for a screw top. And the wines, the difference between if you have a wine with a screw top, what you want to do is they're intended to be consumed upon release.
Under the overpass.
Under the overpass.
Yeah.
I mean, wait till you get home from the wine store. But they're intended to be
couple of
upon
taquitos.
release.
Now is this cab in all the liquor stores
It's
or just at the
distributed, your top ones. This is your nicer wine stores kind of a thing.
So I'd have to go down to the wine store on Third.
Yep.
Okay.
Go
Now,
on.
tell me this.
Yep.
I go into the new liquor store, and the bottles of wine. Now I didn't look closely, but I think all of the wines are stored upright in the liquor store, not in those.
In the new one, yeah.
Yeah, in the new one, not in those.
So if you think about a wine store, it's not intended for long-term storage, and we do that for inventory purposes because if you notice the wines, there's two of the same label side by side, 6 deep. So it's a full case, 6 and 6, 2
there
rows
you
is
go.
12. So
right.
it makes it good for inventory purposes. And it's a little bit of an adulting thing here in Utah that way. I mean, it reminds you of Total Wine or something like that because that's how they do it there.
Yeah,
All right.
I didn't ever like those metal rack things.
Yeah.
I don't like them either. All right, let's take a break. And if you have any questions for Jimmy about holiday beverage ideas, some mixed drinks, what to serve with what, pairings.
And Jimmy has to tell us about all of his events coming up, too.
Oh, and the events all
Nice.
on the way. So KXRK Provo. We're broadcasting live from the family shelter, the road home. Make your donation at x96.com. And you can also Venmo your donation into @the road home. Just put X96 in the memo.
Did we get to 85,000 yet?
We did. And coming up, because we hit that, Donde está Santa Claus? Little Augie Rios coming up. Also beat Gina on the way. But get your questions ready for Jimmy right now for the next segment. X96.com is the place to make your donation.
Portions of West Davis Highway from Syracuse into Kaysville. Use cautions as roads might be slick. Visibility reduced. That means leave some extra space. Slow down and make sure your lights are on. Haster Games for board games. Magic the Gathering. Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or hastergames.com.
X96.
So an email of interest?
Email of interest.
Now, I hadn't read the last few lines of this until just now. It has a request attached to it.
Yes.
But it's just, well, let me just read it. All right. Hello, Lords and Lady. I called in to Hello, Yeah, What a few weeks ago to brag about my mom and her acceptance of me as a transgender woman. Mom was always my biggest supporter. She set the table for the rest of the family to accept me as their sister, aunt, etc. When I told my 3 brothers and their spouses I was transitioning, the only question asked of me was, how can we support you?
How great.
And Mom spent several minutes talking about how beautiful I was and about how much she loved me as her daughter. Mom loved everyone. Mom passed away on Sunday.
Oh.
My biggest supporter is gone, and a huge hole has been left in my life. My brothers and I have spent so much time remembering her, and it has brought us closer. As I write this email, I'm recovering from ankle surgery. I'll be in boot for several more weeks. I marched in Pride Parade last year, and my mom couldn't have been more proud of me, and often looked at my pictures of me and my 2 youngest kids marching in the parade. So I'm writing to ask this. If I could join Radio from Hell in the Pride Parade, I would need to ride. My kids are good to walk. They can walk. I need a ride. I do understand if it's not an option, I'm also looking into other options. I love your show. The 3 of you have kept me entertained for more years than I care to admit. Thank you for your allyship, Aurora Jensen.
I remember Aurora's phone call.
Yeah.
Aurora, I would say this about your request. It depends. We don't know at this point what sort of vehicle we have.
There might not be room, and also liability.
We also need to look into that. We
Yeah.
need to ask legal.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, there's always some last minute discussion about what vehicle we're actually going to be riding in.
I mean, if the powers that be say it's probably fine, but we only have a Volkswagen, that's not fine.
Yeah.
So we'll check into it. We'll let you know.
I would love to have you, Aurora, but there's the liability situation.
Yeah. Someday it would be nice to, and we've asked to have like an actual float, like
sure,
like a real, but usually it's just us.
Where did that someday come from?
I don't know.
What do you mean someday? What does that mean, Gina?
It's a possibility. Someday.
Okay. The possibility. It started out as a great possibility 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Does anybody know how many years? I think I do this every year. How many years have we been in Pride?
Oh, gosh.
Katie probably knows.
No, Katie doesn't. It
way
predates Katie.
Well, I know, but Katie not only keeps records from her time.
She does.
She keeps records that you wouldn't have.
It has been.
Tropos might know.
Oh, he would, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the way I find out things is I'll often go back through Facebook and seriously and look at pictures, and then I can tell what date it is. But or at least like I just went through and found a picture of Morgan Spurlock from when we interviewed him at Sundance.
Morgan Spurlock, the documentarian Supersize Me, who passed away yesterday.
Yes. I
cancer.
retweeted your picture of him.
How old is he?
53.
Jeez. It's how many? Do you recall? He
He was-
Supersize Me. He ate McDonald's for
30 days.
Was it
only
30 days?
only McDonald's for 30 days, and then like he went to see a doctor before he started, and they checked his cholesterol and all that.
Now, there was
and-
some question as to the accuracy of that documentary after a while,
Yeah.
because people tried to recreate,
Mhm.
and yeah. So anyway, fabulous hat though.
Yeah.
and he was apparently very nice when we
He
met
was.
him.
Yeah.
Met him at the Sundance. It was Sundance or Slam Dance, one
Yes,
of the two.
he was there promoting his latest project.
He had a TV show for a while.
Yeah.
He did, which I watched and enjoyed.
I don't know what kind of cancer he had.
The bad kind.
The kind that kills you,
The kind
apparently.
that kills you at 53.
Email of interest. There you go. Traffic, Gina, please.
Let's see what we have here. Crash northbound State Street, 78 South, has closed the right lane there. That's the only one that UDOT is telling me. Let me see if we've got any other issues that you're sending in via text. Nope, but you can send us stuff anytime you like. We appreciate it when you do. 33986. Brought to you by the Stateroom Presents, bringing you music memories. Don't miss Hassan Minaj, Thursday, May 30th at Eccles Theater. Tickets are available at thestateroompresents.com.
Very funny stand-up, by the way. He apparently lied about his alcoholism when he went to the doctor for the checkup. He didn't factor that in, and also was Me Too'd.
Oh,
okay.
you're talking
Yes.
Morgan Spurlock.
Morgan Spurlock.
Supersize Me.
Yeah, so there you go. Well,
Sue in Payson. Says, I'm going to have to come to Salt Lake to get this Jack's Cabernet, probably.
guess
The Payson liquor store probably doesn't have it.
No.
I think all they sell in Payson is plastic bottle stuff.
They do have some glass jug wines.
Jug wines.
It's the off-brand, just
this is
Jack.
This is one of our finest jug wines.
Give me a jug of Gallo, will you?
Don't knock it till you try it.
Listen. Back in the day when when I didn't have much money and buy a gallon of Gallo wine and
strawberry wine.
We had Chianti, a Kabari growing up.
Oh,
and
yeah,
a big,
Kabari, yeah.
And my dad he taught me a valuable lesson. He's like, Jimmy, you can know the quality of the wine by the age of the guy's face on the bottle.
Amen. All right. We have some text questions coming in.
What do we got?
People are asking about.
By the way, don't you think this Cabernet pairs really well with that zebra popcorn?
Oh my God, this is like popcorn crack over here.
But because he does the pairings and all that, and he's always looking for different kinds of
Yeah,
snacks.
this is a new popcorn for me to do.
This is a perfect one for the. This is good with the Cabernet, right?
Absolutely. That or a Zinfandel. I was thinking Zin, big and ripe and rich.
Yeah. See, he's there. All right. Here's a question, and this is a good question. What is the purpose of the indentation at the bottom of a wine bottle?
Structural integrity during shipping. So if you had a flat bottom on a bottle, any shaking and everything is going to increase the carbonation and has nowhere to go but up. And when you have that indentation, it dissipates and allows the carbonation. Ever see those videos or have a buddy? He opens up a beer and he'll hit the top of your beer, and then the beer just flows all over. That's what would happen.
That's my former buddy.
Yes. But I always thought, the structural
hold it,
integrity,
yeah.
but I thought it was to hold it so that the waiter could pour it.
Yeah, so the way you always want to hold the bottles by the shoulder with the label out, and that allows, because this is kind of a dark bottle, and if I'm in a dim restaurant, you're going to know the weight here. You don't want to hold it at the tippy tip. You don't want to hold it at the base. You want to hold it right there at the shoulder with the label out. And now I know exactly after I pour how much is in there and how much is not.
I have a question for Jimmy. So last week, and this plays into your Scotland tour.
Oh, good.
You're booking a trip to Scotland.
Yes.
So how do people do that, first of all?
Yeah, so go right to the wineacademyofutah.com. My partner with that is Kim Dastrup. She's a yoga and meditative instructor. She takes people on trips to Dublin, to Italy, to Torrey, Utah, and they're just this beautiful retreats. So we collaborated together. This trip is June 21st of next year, 9-day, 8-night, all-inclusive. All you got to do is get there.
Wow.
So you provide your own flight, and we tours, the hiking, museums, distilleries. You know, I fell in love with the people, the land, the culture, the whiskey when I was there, and I really wanted to share all this with folks. So we're halfway full. We have 9 people of 14 already with deposits. So jump on.
I would be going to this if I wasn't already traveling in that month already.
Here's my question about Scotch.
Yeah.
My kid brings home this bottle of Scotch. Lefroy?
Yeah, Lefroy.
Lefroy?
Yeah, from Isla.
He says, here, smell this. I go, he says, what does it smell like? I said, gasoline.
Yeah.
And he said,
well, more smoke, Pete. Yeah.
He said, now taste it. And I pour a little bit, and I taste. He said, what does it taste like? I said, it tastes like gasoline.
Terrible.
It does, doesn't it?
So it has a notable smoke. Like you're putting your camping gear away from a weekend in southern Utah.
Yeah.
You know, that campfire smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can even isolate it down to more iodine or Band-Aid. Like, who opened up a box of Band-Aids?
None of that sounds good.
None of that sounds good? Oh, I love it.
Somebody
Seaweed.
said Band-Aid when we were talking about it. Yeah.
So why is that good?
So why is that?
I
It's
mean,
an acquired taste.
I didn't care for it, but apparently it's a very noted brand.
Oh, yeah, Lefroy, Oddbug, Oban in north of Campbelltown. All those guys have a really great distinction of it's the peat. It's this clay-like substance in the ground you dig up. Originally, you know, the people of Islay and the islands on the west coast of Scotland are very proud, and they didn't want to import wood and coal from the mainland to keep themselves warm in the winter, so they were self-sufficient. Dug down along these peat bogs near the coast, and lo and behold, they dried out some grain one time, and that smoke, that signature peat, came all the way through fermentation, distillation, and out as a new spirit, and you were able to taste it, and by God, that became a style.
There you go.
Sure did.
Here's another question. Hey, Jimmy, what alcohol classically goes in eggnog? I've heard whiskey, dark rum, light rum. My son does brandy.
Yes, all three. The classic
At the
recipe.
same time.
I actually so remember last week we did the old New England eggnog. They had all those three. The whiskey.
I bought some. I
Yep.
got it.
Oh my God, it's
Gina
so good.
loves it.
She headed to an underpass right from the liquor store.
Immediately.
Couple
That's
of
gonna
taquitos.
that's gonna grace it right next to the coffee pot. Christmas morning, that's gonna be our creamer all day. It's gonna be the iced lattes,
Exactly.
and then a little bit for the kids if they're going too crazy and they can take a nap. But anyways, but I just saw it last night on an Instagram reel. Martha Stewart, back in the day in the late 90s, early 2000s, doing homemade eggnog, and her original recipe included aged dark rum, blended Kentucky whiskey. She used a bourbon, and then cognac, which
All
is
of
your
it,
brandy.
yeah.
So
Wow.
it's in different ratios and proportions, but that's a classic.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know what's this Cabernet that we've been raving about. Jax, J-A-X.
JAX, Cabernet
yes,
Sauvignon out
sir.
of Napa Valley, 2021
That's,
vintage, available at the store 41. Ask Eric and Justin and the boys down there. They'll help you out. That's the one over by Costco in downtown Salt Lake City, 300 west, about
What has Gina got?
1675 south.
Gina's got a second glass here. Is
No,
that
I
what?
I have not.
Have you been
finished
nursing
my
it?
First.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh.
you know, because he's got to take these glasses away. So
So I would be. It would be rude.
you would be rude if you didn't finish it. Let's
That's
see. Sid texting in. Jimmy, help! I have a coworker that saved my ass all year. What whiskey should I buy to thank her?
Oh, man. Okay. Go to Sugar House Distillery. It's distillery owned. It's their it's their bottled in bond. Only at the distillery. It was released just last Friday, and it's limited production. This is a collector's item whiskey. I'd highly recommend that.
Yeah,
It's got
we
the
had
blue
s-
label.
We had some a couple of weeks ago, I think, didn't we?
Yep,
It was
yep.
Very good. Very good.
Let's see. After having an adult root beer and finding a new supply on Not Your Father's Root Beer, are there any other hard root beers that you know about? Asking for my bishop.
I have never heard of. I've never heard of hard root beer.
Oh yeah.
I'm not in the. I haven't had hard. I haven't had that. So
You don't have to have had it.
You don't. Yeah, exactly.
It's okay.
Good luck.
But I'm willing to try.
Willing to learn. He's willing to learn. Let's see.
One time in college.
I used to love a Zin by Clos du Bois.
Yeah.
I can no longer find it. Can you recommend a good alternative?
Yeah, sure. The Clos du Bois Zin isn't listed, I don't believe, anymore. But another Zin, go to Carol Shelton. Her Wild Thing Zinfandel is delicious.
There you go.
How about the Zen of Zin?
Xanazin, I haven't had that one in a minute. That's a commercial brand. It'll hit all the notes and an equalizer, but I think you'll just lower those notes down a little bit. Also, last year, Top 100 Wine Spectator, Alexander Vineyards Zinfandel made the list, and we do carry that in the state. Might be a different vintage, but who cares? It's a high-quality product. So, Carol Shelton, and then kick it up a notch, another $10 or so for the Alexander Valley.
Dr. McGillicuddy's hard root beer is what.
There you
people
go.
like. I've had
heard
it.
of
It's
there you go.
I have to say, it's trashy but delicious.
You make a float with it?
Oh yeah,
that's a good
anything you want to do with a root beer. Well, thank you, Jimmy.
Yes, thank you
This
very
was
much.
wonderful. Always good to see you, and thanks for coming down.
Yeah, and anybody in between the holidays with Christmas and New Year's, I am doing something at Leonardo Museum called Literary Libations. It's with Ken Sanders, and we have a book selected and author, talking to author Dorothy Parker, and we have a cocktail pair to it. You're going to have a little champagne social, sparkling wine social upon arrival, and then a little charcuterie with a cocktail, and then listening to the interview and the story behind it. We're about halfway in ticket sales. It's only 18. It's a very intimate affair, 18 to 24 people. So get your tickets today.
How do you get them?
WineAcademyUtah.com.
Thank you very much, sir. We're broadcasting live from the Family Shelter, the road home. X96.com is the best place to go and donate. You can also Venmo your money into at the road home. Put X96 in the memo. And thank you very much. We made enough for Donde Está Santa Claus.
It's coming up next.
And after that, Beat Gina.
Okay.
What is the prize for Beat Gina?
Oh, it's tickets to see Toto, Christopher Cross, and Men at Work. You could win these tickets and take your mom next year. Be a date night with your mom. I'm your mom. I'm going to be there.
She'll love it. All right, 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play Beat Gina after these messages and a song. Stand by for that. BigOTires.com.
Big O Tires, the team you trust, baby. They are great. They really are terrific. I have never had a bad experience of the many Big O Tire stores I've been to. I usually go to the one on 2nd East and South Temple, but I have frequented others, even in other states. But Big O Tires here in Utah, 50 locations for you.
And they've got the season of savings going on now. Save up to $200 after mail-in rebates on select sets of tires, or you can get up to $100 instant savings on select sets now through December 31st.
But, you know, Big O is more than tires. They're everything you need for your car. They do tune-ups, they do oil changes, all of that, alignments, brakes, windshield wipers, and they have something called the Tip-Top Healthy Car Special, $99.95. That's a synthetic oil change, wiper blade replacement, and more. Make an appointment online if you like, or you can just drop in as well. They're all over the state. BigOTires.com. They are the team you trust.
X96.
X96.
Yes. Well, it's time once again for another edition of Beat Gina. I'm your announcer, Johnny O, with a word about a new instant tea that tastes like hot brewed tea. It's new Tenderleaf brand. Instant Tenderleaf is 100% pure. Tenderleaf has no fillers, no carbohydrates to dilute the true brewed taste. It's 100% pure tea made from just the top young tea leaves, the most flavorful of all those young tea leaves.
All right.
Okay. It's not just any tea, it's Tenderleaf tea. And now, he's not just any announcer, an MC. He's the one and only MC, your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
All right, professional game show announcer. Let's see. The randomizer has picked a contestant for you, Gina. You will be playing against Jason today.
Hi, Jason.
Jason, are you there?
Hi.
All right, Jason, we're going to toss a coin. This will decide who goes first, and that does give you an advantage in the game. You call it heads or tails.
Tails.
All right. It is heads.
Oh, Jason, you're one step further away from winning these tickets to see Imagine Dragons at Utah First Credit Union on October 11th, 12th, or 15th. One of the, probably the new show.
Probably the new
I'm
show
guessing.
would be my guess.
That would be at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
Yes.
And not at the credit union.
So, I hope not. But Jason, that means that Gina goes first. It's her question to answer. Multiple choice. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, I'll allow you to answer that same question correctly, thus stealing the point away from Gina, and we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. All right. Blade Runner, the movie, was released on this day in 1983. So we have Blade Runner trivia for you.
All right.
First question for Gina because she won the toss. Gina, who cites this movie as one of the most frustrating movies they ever made? Most frustrating.
Okay.
Is it 1, director Ridley Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 2, Michael Knutson of Kraft Services, because Sean Young insisted on touching every bagel? Was it 3, Philip K. Dick's Ghost? Or 4, Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford is correct.
That's correct. That's 1 point for Gina. Now we go to Jason.
All right, Jason, let's see. Jason, Rick Deckard is the character that Harrison Ford plays. What does Rick Deckard say to Roy Batty during their confrontation at the end of the movie? What does Rick Deckard say to Roy during their confrontation? Is it 1, I have a bad feeling about this? Is it 2, I hate snakes? Is it 3, nothing, doesn't say anything? Or 4, tell me the truth, is she a replicant?
1.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I know it's Harrison Ford.
I certainly do have a bad feeling about this game. No, that's
Gina,
Star
chance
Wars.
to steal.
Does he say, tell me the truth?
Nope, he doesn't say anything to him. There is no back and forth. It's a soliloquy from Roy Batty.
Yeah. All right, that's
Okay.
1 point still for Gina.
All right.
She controls the question.
Gina.
Yes.
Let's see. What was the inspiration for Daryl Hannah's makeup?
Okay.
She had unique makeup for her character. Was it 1, Nosferatu the Vampire? Was it 2, Robert Smith of The Cure? Was it 3, Betty Davis in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Or 4, Tammy Faye Baker?
Was it Betty Davis? No? I don't know.
Steal now, Jason, in this exciting game?
Number 4.
Tammy Faye Baker. We're going to be here. Well, no, Nosferatu.
Anyone care for some tender leaf tea?
Okay.
It's Jason's turn. It's 1-0 still for Gina.
All right. Jason, the ending title sequence in the theatrical cut of this movie contains unused footage from what movie? Unused footage from what movie? And the ending title sequence. Is it 1, Herbie Goes Bananas? Is it 2, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo? Is it 3, The Shining? Or is it 4, Herbie Rides Again?
3.
I just quickly rewrote that so that we won't be here all day.
It's 1-1. Now we go back to the other genius on the show, Gina.
Gina.
Yes.
The snake scale seen under the electron microscope was actually what?
Okay.
Because, they had replicant snake. And they looked at the snake scale to find out it was
Right,
replicant. What was it for real?
Okay.
Was it 1, a marijuana bud? 2, Ridley Scott's thumbnail? 3, an actual scale from Marjorie Taylor Greene's True Skin? Or 4, Kid Rock's wart?
Ridley Scott's fingernail? No?
Lord.
I'm terrible at this.
Jason, steal?
I forgot what the things were, but I'll say 1.
1, a marijuana bud. Thank you.
It's 2-1 for Jason. Jason, you control the question, please, for the love of God. Get this one correct so we can
I'm looking.
find something very easy.
Very easy. Okay, let's see. What was believed to have been lost after the production wrapped, but was displayed at a convention celebrating the 25th anniversary of this movie? We're looking specifically for a prop, okay?
Okay.
Is it 1, Deckard's blaster, the hero prop? No, it's not Christmas until you hear that, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Augie Rios. Donde está Santa Claus?
I remember so many years ago when we first kind of discovered that song.
Yes.
And started playing it. It was so delightful.
And then it's everywhere now. It's all over commercials.
I still love it. I'm not tired of it.
But now we need to set a new goal.
Oh.
Yeah. Because, we played Santa Claus as a Black Man yesterday, but we could do it again.
Or is there another song?
Or is there another song?
Another song.
No, there is not,
no.
Nick. Stop.
No. Here's what I posit. Okay.
All right, Nick. Okay, go ahead.
We are at 90,000 right now. Okay. I think
that's just us. That's
just us. I believe we can hit 100K by the end of the show, and so I'm putting a timestamp on it. If we don't hit 100K by the last song slot of the whole show, we will have a countdown to Christmas shoes.
Oh, no.
So it's a threat.
So he's making a threat. He's making There's the countdown.
It is
there
a Christmas shoes countdown.
So either get us to that goal, or Nick will play Christmas shoes.
I'm ignorant of this song, so I don't feel.
You'll hate it. You will absolutely.
I'm sure I
hate
will. But
everybody will hate it.
It is as sappy as it could possibly.
I'm pulling
be.
a Putin. I'm putting a timestamp on it. I'm putting a thread out there. And if we don't hit it and racing good for the holiday season, everybody will cry.
There you go. There's the threat. So either donate or we hear Christmas shoes. If you donate, there's the countdown. If you donate, then we will hear Santa Claus is a Black Man. And if Gina donates a certain amount of money, we'll play Marco's Dream. Sisma.
Sisma's Christmas song?
No, we won't. No, we won't.
No.
Was the pledge
Thank
of
God.
the day of this. I could sing it.
You could sing it to us. I know.
and it would. You have a terrible voice.
It would match
and
perfectly.
it would be better than Marco.
Yeah. All right. It is yes. So go to x96.com and donate. That's the easiest way to do it. Or you can Venmo at the road home. Put X96 in the memo. All right. Let's begin with Beat Gina, shall we? Is this sponsored?
Brought to you by X96 welcomes Toto with Christopher Cross and Men at Work August 27th at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny Ola, here to get you ready for another exciting game show extravaganza with Beat Gina. But first, here's news from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Ooh.
You know, it's the Colonel's Holiday Three-Way. Twice the breasts, thighs, and legs. The holidays are a stressful time for everyone, even the Colonel. What better way to blow off steam than with a double helping of hot, juicy breasts, thighs, and legs?
Yes.
Ready, eager, just waiting to submit to your hungry mouth and tongue. Explore a fantasy world where you'll experience satisfaction beyond imagination.
Wow.
And so will the wife and kids, because the three-way includes mashed potatoes and biscuits. Why, there's enough here to fill the mouths of a family of four. And the Colonel will even throw in coleslaw, honey, and a big wad of napkins for whatever you don't lick clean. Come see the Colonel for the holidays. He's ready to service your family in minutes at over 1,900 locations all across the nation and out on the old highway. Imagine how happy your family will look with the Colonel's famous juice all over their faces and fingers.
Oh, no.
And now, here's a man who's never said no to a drumstick in his life.
Well, that's true.
Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Yes, thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Say yes to drumsticks.
Say yes to the Colonel servicing me. All right.
You want to get the Colonel's juice on your face.
The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against Dina, and I'm sure this won't be confusing
Not
at
at all, Dina. How are you?
Dina, are you there?
I am. Hi.
All right, Dina, let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage. You call it heads or tails?
Heads.
All right. Coin toss app says heads, as you can see. Gina Barberi.
So who's going first, Gina or Dina?
Dina.
Dina.
Gina? Oh, Dina.
Yes.
Okay.
Dina will go first. It is multiple choice pop culture trivia. If you get it correct, you get the points. If not, I hope Gina was paying attention to the question because I'll let her answer the question correctly, stealing your point away. And we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. The topics today are potpourri. I've got leftover questions from the year and the past few days.
Okay.
So
it's last Beat Gina of the year, so we got to run through these.
Yes. So here we go. Dina, first question for you. This is Star Wars trivia. This is, what's it called? The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens trivia. Here we go. What creature does Finn share a drink with in Jakku? Jakku's the place.
Yeah.
All right, just so you know. What creature does Finn share a drink with in The Force Awakens? Is it 1, a log cabin Republican? Is it 2, Hee-Haw McGiggins?
Oh, I like that.
It's my new alias, by the way. This one.
Love it.
Who's laughing, Dina or Gina?
Is it 3, a Jawa? Or 4, a Hapabor?
3?
A Jawa? I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
Oh, sorry. Now we go to Gina?
Yes.
Gina.
That would be number 4.
Hapabor is correct.
I'm sorry, Gina. You didn't get that, but now Gina controls the... Gina? Gina controls the question.
All right, Gina. What does Supreme Leader Snoke say will happen if Luke Skywalker returns?
Okay.
Is it 1, the new Jedi will rise?
Mhm.
Is it 2, and lo, there will be a great earthquake, and the sun will become as sackcloth, and the moon will become as blood?
Yes.
Is it 3, the Empire will fall? Or 4, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria?
Whoa.
I'm not sure. The Jedi will come back.
New Jedi will
Yeah.
rise.
You're in trouble here, Dina, because Dina has got 2 points, and you Dina, don't have any. So, but you control the question.
All right, Dina?
Yes. Who is it for now? Oh, it's Dina.
Phone.
Yeah.
Motley Crue trivia. Motley Crue trivia. What was Nikki Sixx's birth name?
Oh, come on. You're giving her all the easy ones.
What was Nikki Sixx's birth name? Is it 1, Moses Horowitz? Is it 2, Louis Feinberg? Is it 3, Frank Farana Jr.? Or is it 4, Samuel Horowitz?
2.
Louis Feinberg? No, that's Larry Fine of the Three Stooges.
This is you have no points.
He's Italian. It's Frank Farana Jr.
There you go.
I'm sorry, but you've just been pummeled, Gina, by Dina.
Dina,
those were all Three Stooges, by the way,
yeah,
except for his.
Yeah. Dina, I beat you, but it's this Christmas season. I couldn't possibly keep these Toto Men at Work Christopher Cross tickets from you. You're going to get them anyway.
And you know what, Dina? You might be sitting right. You might be sitting right next to Dina.
Wouldn't be surprised. Hang on the line, and we'll tell you how to get those tickets.
I've got to go. Mrs. Ola has some chicken thighs for me.
I bet
Oh
she
my!
does.
And you've never said no.
No,
to
never
a chicken
say
thigh.
never say no to a thigh.
Okay, 8:32, Big Boy News and Opinioendo. We're broadcasting live from the family shelter, the road home. Donate your money at x96.com or Venmo your money, and you can do it that way at the road home. Just put X96 in the memo. News brought to you by
Clark Planetarium proudly presents Laser Trans-Siberian Orchestra, a holiday music journey, November 22nd. That was a long time ago. And it goes all the way to December 31st. Don't miss this. I had some wine. Give me a break. Don't miss this breathtaking laser light spectacle in the Hanson Dome Theater. Get tickets at clarkplanetarium.org.
Well, it's the end of an era. Neil Cavuto is leaving Fox News after 28 years at the network. He will bid viewers farewell at the end of Your World Thursday afternoon. Thursday will be his last day on the air. His contract is up at the end of the month. Cavuto is one of the few remaining on-air people still with the network after joining at its inception in the late 90s. He is a beloved presence at Fox, apparently.
And I thought he was getting out because of the
cutbacks.
No.
Of the cutbacks or the oncoming new administration.
No.
He'd have to be covering it.
He was offered a new contract.
Oh, good for him.
He declined.
Go. Sit on the beach, babe.
He declined to accept his new deal. Fox wanted him to stay on board, but a source explained that he ultimately decided to leave. There's been a lot of belt tightening in the cable news industry, and a lot of journalists have quit rather than take a smaller salary. And nobody's quite sure whether they offered him less money or whether he just said, no, I'm not going to come back. I don't
He
want to.
could just be done.
He could
Sure.
be. He, do I recall, you don't see him move around much. Does he have a bit of a disability of some sort?
I don't know enough about my Cavutos.
I don't either. For some reason, I used to see him fairly often.
Neil Cavuto.
Listen, here it is. A judge will decide the fate of Utah's controversial choice scholarship program when she rules on a lawsuit that opponents have alleged is a voucher that siphons money from the state's public education system. There is no alleged to that.
Yeah, all vouchers
These
do
vouchers siphon money from public education. Third District Court Judge Laura Scott heard arguments in the Utah education lawsuit against the state, and Judge Scott frequently asked pointed questions of lawyers and on all sides, focusing on whether the program, alternating in her references to it as a scholarship or a voucher, is within the realm of a public education or not, and what the voters intended when they approved past constitutional amendments on the earmark on the income tax for public education. She said she will decide sometime in January. She will issue a ruling in January. Grubhub, online food ordering and delivery system platform, will pay $25 million to settle a dispute over alleged deceptive business practices with the Illinois Attorney General and the Federal Trade Commission. Attorney General Kwame Raoul said he launched an investigation into the operation after receiving dozens of consumer complaints and engaged the FTC, the feds, on the nationwide settlement. Grubhub tricked its customers, deceived its drivers, and unfairly damaged the reputation and revenues of restaurants that did not partner with them, all in order to drive scale and accelerate growth, said FTC Chairperson Lena M. Khan. Drivers ought to be aware of potential traffic mess as yet another months-long closure is set to begin at a Bangor Highway intersection this weekend. Friday night, tonight, the Utah Department of Transportation will close off east-west travel at 9800 South in Bangor in another step to turn the intersection into an interchange. The travel shutdown may not only cause headaches for drivers, but a local business owner is worried how it will impact him. We got, luckily, most of our clients being able to come through, but make it around on the side streets, said Joseph Orizaba, owner of Fast Times Barber Company in South Jordan. Despite the concern, Orizaba thinks that construction will be worth the temporary inconvenience. But it's going to hurt, when there are businesses around.
Hard.
It's very hard on them. But he thinks that ultimately it will be good. You just got to try and hang on there. Why are there giant Santa Clauses being all over a neighborhood in Lehigh?
I don't know.
Christmas?
They're giant, but there's...
Maybe.
I mean, it's like there are lots of them, those big inflatable Santa Clauses.
Oh, okay. All right.
We got our Santa this year, said Lehigh resident Richard Presswich. We got it from Home Depot. The neighbors down the road had a Santa, and then there were 3 of them. Suddenly there are 5 and 6.
Excuse me.
We wanted to buy a Santa last year, but they were all sold out. So we bought our Santa as quickly as we could. Anyway, this neighborhood in Lehigh has gone crazy.
They're Santa crazy.
With these inflatable Santa Clauses. I think that those inflatable Santa Clauses and other inflatable decorations like Halloween ones and stuff, they just look awful. The only time I've seen one that looks good is you go up 2nd South here in Salt Lake. There's one on top of a building. I think it's between State and Maine. There's one kind of on top of a building, looming out over the edge of the building.
That one
That one kind of looks okay, but
all right.
But most of them are just horrible.
Neil Cavuto has multiple sclerosis.
Oh, you were right.
Yeah, I thought.
There you go.
I thought so. Let's see. California is inundated by carnivorous squirrels.
I heard about the meat-eating squirrels.
Yeah, scientists are studying a disturbing development in the whole squirrels are up to no good thing.
Yeah.
In California, newly found to be carnivorous squirrels are decapitating and tearing voles, which are like little mice, limb from limb while devouring their flesh. What? An associate professor of biology at the University of Wisconsin in Eau Claire first received reports of students observing this carnivorous behavior. She was sure they must be in error. When I first heard about this, I suspected it was like a female squirrel killing the young of a different squirrel. She said that happens sometimes. I was mistaken. In consulting with an expert, I have learned that squirrels are evil and must be chased away.
Okay, I've been afraid of the squirrels the last year or two because we have so many of them now, and they're huge.
They're terrible.
Now I am even more afraid of them.
Yeah. Now this is only, I think, in California have we seen these.
Oh, but all those California gators come here and
they'll bring the squirrels with them. You think? So the squirrels, this influx of squirrels that you've seen, I think they're called They're called red squirrels.
Red squirrels, I think.
Is
Yeah,
it?
they're
And they
orange.
they're not from here.
They're bigger.
And they're not from here. Somehow they got here and.
And I know Carrie's dogs do this too. My dog that has arguments with the squirrels.
Yes.
Every day.
Well, and the squirrels start them.
Oh yeah. They're out there jawing at
They're up
each
in the
other
tree and
Now, some people think they're cute,
No,
but if
they're
you have a garden, they eat your tomatoes, they eat the apples on your trees. They're terrible, and there are too many of them. I say we need to get rid of them.
Cement Dave says that most rodents will not pass up an opportunity to get protein. They are built to be herbivores, but enjoy meat as well. All right, sports weather traffic.
Well, of all the rules in football, Jim Harbaugh considers the obscure fair catch kick to be his favorite. This is what I was alluding to this morning.
I still couldn't. I've heard this and I couldn't figure it out.
So there was a rule. So it was the Chargers and Broncos.
Right.
There's a rule where there's a kickoff, and you can either catch the ball and just run with it and try to get as many yards as you can, or you wave and say fair catch and no one can tackle you.
Okay.
There is apparently a rule that you can do that, and then you can kick the ball to try to get a field goal.
All right.
If you catch it, then you kick it?
Yeah, and no one is coming after you because they can't tackle you if you call a fair catch.
Oh.
So it's pretty ballsy to try to do it.
It's confusing, too.
And it worked last night, and it's only the second time since, like, the 70s. And it also was the Chargers. It was the same team, which is interesting, but kicked a 57-yard field goal.
And it was a free kick, not on a tee. It was
it just like drop kick.
Just as you're running.
It was cool.
Wow.
I mean, I hate Jim Harbaugh, but it was kind of cool.
How do you feel about his brother?
The Harbaughs I like the brother better, but
they're both turds.
Yeah. You know who aren't turds?
Who?
The Utah Jazz.
Since when?
They're not turds today.
Since last night. They beat the Detroit Pistons 126-119 in Detroit.
Were the Pistons ill?
No. And apparently it was a good game.
Is it the Detroit High School Pistons?
No.
Okay.
The Jazz are 6-20 now. Utah Hockey Club is on the road today. Puck drops at 6 o'clock in Minnesota for that game.
I think we're going to find out it was the Pistons cheer squad.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right.
That's sports weather. It's colder today. We're sitting outside in a tent here. They've got heat blowing in here, but it is definitely colder today than it was yesterday. 28 right now. High of 52. Tomorrow we'll have a high of 53. The bad news is that haze is building back in. We need a storm to blow it out. Looks like there's a chance for that Sunday night into Monday, about a 50% chance. Will be rain down here in the valley because it'll be fairly warm still. Hopefully we'll get some snow in the mountains. Traffic has been actually really good this morning. I have no accidents to tell you about. Just up north, between like Ogden and Logan, there were reports of fog up there, so just be aware of that. That can make the roads slick. Leave some space between you and the car in front of you, and please make sure your lights are on. See films that see you at Broadway Center Cinemas. They've been carrying on a tradition of screening It's a Wonderful Life during Christmas for 20 years. Take the whole family. Get tickets at slfstix.org.
All right, x96.com is the place where you can make a donation to the road home. We're broadcasting live from the family shelter here this morning. Our last show of the year. We'll be back on the 6th. If you have a Venmo, you can donate that way at the road home. Be careful. There are copycat Venmos.
Oh, no, really?
Yes.
What?
Make sure it's at the road home. All right?
I'm checking
Be very
to make
careful.
Sure mine went the
Make
right
sure that
place.
yours went to the right one. Anyway, there you go. We'll have more after these. X96. Oh, ranlife.com/X96.
Yeah, it's ranlife.com/X96. That's where you go, and they can answer your questions about mortgages and tell you about their really low rates right now. Now, Rand Life is a local mortgage company. They've had my mortgage, and they could have yours too.
Mm-hmm.
They do a great job with how they service their mortgages, and right now they'd like you to know about this 3.25% interest rate. It's on a 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage for FHA and VA loans. That's 3.25%, which is pretty dang low. So if you want a bigger house, you want a better location, maybe you want to have a pickleball court put in your yard, you can do all of that with this adjustable rate mortgage, this 3.25%. So don't wait. Turn your dream into an address, ranlife.com/X96. That's ranlife.com/X96. Let Rand Life turn your dreams into a reality.
X96.
I got a traffic ticket. I didn't really get a traffic ticket. I was on I-70 coming back from Moab, and it's 80 miles an hour.
Oh, okay.
Down that stretch
Yeah.
from Moab to Green River. And I'm going the speed limit, 80,
Mm-hmm.
and I pass a cop car, highway patrol, had pulled somebody over, and I went past. I didn't slow down because I wasn't speeding.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look in my rearview mirror, and there's a
Coming for you.
patrol car coming for me. So I pull over thinking, well, what the hell? Here's what it was.
Okay.
I received a citation, a warning citation. It is now Utah law. I don't know if this is new or the guy said it like it was new. If you need to go pull into the other lane.
Yeah.
Now, I usually do.
Because it's dangerous.
I usually do. But for some reason, he was there was a big wide shoulder, and the cop was, but he said, he was very nice and friendly. We're just warning people today.
Oh, okay.
We just want to warn people that this is a law, and but they actually wrote up a
citation warning.
Yeah, a warning citation.
Yeah, it's there have been several police officers hit by people. They get out of the car to,
I understand that it's
Yeah.
that it's important, and I usually do it. But he was so far over that I didn't.
And it's a good
bother.
habit to get in now because it's a bigger problem in the winter
Yeah.
when roads are slick and it's harder to see.
It was the Emery County Sheriff's Office, but the guy who came up to my car was not. He was not an officer. I mean, he had a uniform, but he was like some sort of intern. I think he was an intern.
Traffic intern?
Yeah, he said, I'm the trooper and I. So he said, the trooper and I were pulling people over just to warn them. But he did have
But it worked. You're going to be more. I would assume it worked. You're going to be more aware of it.
And now you're spreading the word here.
No, screw it. I hate law enforcement. I'm not going to ever. Those coppers aren't going to get me. No, as I said, I normally do first.
Apparently, this has been a law since 2010. And you're lucky you didn't get a ticket. Oh, interesting.
How long since you have had a ticket?
I can't remember.
Me neither.
The last time I had a citation.
Me neither.
I think maybe the last time I had a citation was when I rear-ended somebody because I was being inattentive.
Oh, actually, Guy looked it up. It went into effect 5/3/2023.
Oh.
So it is new.
It is reasonably new.
I thought that's what he said. This is,
Yeah.
it's a new law.
All right. Let's see. No traffic, so we won't even waste our time with it. All right, let's see. It is 8:48 right now, broadcasting live from the family shelter, the road home. And this is Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Michelle Flynn, Executive Director.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. It's going pretty well today.
It's going so well. It's just so wonderful to see everybody bring all their support down here to help us do this work.
They rise to the occasion every time, it seems.
I want to raise the goal set at $1 million, and it seems to me that it's for the last few years you set it at $1 million. Is that right? It's kind of been there.
Yes.
And then some years we go over $1 million.
We like to exceed our goals.
Yeah. Well, let's do that this year.
Yes, indeed.
Can you help explain? So we do this big push at this time of year, but this money is meant for help all year round, right?
Absolutely. You know, this is a time where people want to come to the table and help, either with donations, financial donations, items, and it sustains us for the entire year. We serve people 365 days of the year, 24 hours a day, and so it really is incredibly essential.
Talk about some of the programs that this money goes to.
Absolutely. Well, we're down here at the Connie Crosby Family Resource Center, and we serve about 90 families a night, and not just with that shelter, but really understanding what led to the homelessness, what kinds of resources they need to be connected with. They let us know what help they need, and we make sure we listen and guide. That guides our work, so that when they move out, they have that support system rebuilt around them, and they know where to go to get help. They can ensure that they can both have food and pay rent. All the pieces.
And you have people that you employ to follow them even when they've left the shelter.
Absolutely. I mean, what I do is try and bring the resources to this incredible team who are so dedicated, making sure that when families move out, that we can continue to help, make sure that they have those things that they need. The rents have gotten so high in our community that it takes a while to be able to get stable and to be bringing in enough income so that they're not like precarious and stressed and worried about if they're going to be able to pay the rent at the end of the month. So we want to stick with them, and we have to stick with them even longer now because of those higher costs.
Do you does the Road Home? Do you guys lobby the legislature for?
As a 501c3, we're not allowed to lobby.
You can't.
Yet we help educate.
You help educate
Yes.
because we need some, and I'm sure you work on this somehow. Rent stabilization, low income rental units being available. You work on all of that as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. Not only, I mean, we see people when they become homeless, but then we learn all the reasons why, and we feel like it's really important to bring those voices to the table so that our state and our county and our cities can really focus on keeping people out of the shelter. And they do we need so much more affordable housing. We hear a lot more talk about affordable housing, and housing's not affordable to people at lots of different income levels right now. So, new home purchases, new starter homes, we hear about that. But we actually also need deeply affordable housing. People who are making the lowest wages in our communities, who are working tons of hours, still can't afford the rent right now. So really bringing that voice to the table and helping folks understand that actually needs some help from government. The private sector can't make that type of deeply affordable housing because the numbers don't work. And I think people understand that, and they're hearing that. So as we're looking at what the needs are, we don't want to just keep investing in emergency shelter. We want to make sure that we have those tools in place. Those are the same tools we need when people move out, right? We need to find deeply affordable housing on both sides.
If you don't do it, and it just becomes a vicious cycle, and people move out of shelter, and then they'll come back to shelter, and nobody wants that.
No, absolutely. No.
So we're raising lots of money. We're going to continue to do that. We're about a little over halfway to the goal of $1 million, it looks like. And so we'll wrap up here at 10 o'clock. Then Artie will be here and talk. And I think we go to, 7 o'clock tonight?
I think 6 or 7.
But people can continue to donate even past that, right?
Absolutely. On our website at theroadhome.org, people can donate through all your websites and social media links. We're going to be continuing that match through the end of the month.
Oh,
so
okay.
we really, through the end of December is really the big time for us.
But right now, in the next 10 minutes, the 8 o'clock hour, it's a triple match. So this is a great time to donate right now. The Huntsman Family Foundation and Gerber Construction are helping the triple match this hour. So we were talking with Alicia earlier, and she said it's about $33 a night to house somebody. If you only have $11 you can give, you are housing somebody for a night. That's triple.
Oh, I see. 3 times 11.
Yeah.
That's 33.
I know.
Oh, I just got that.
So thank you to the Huntsman Family Foundation and Gerber Construction for that.
Michelle, it's always a pleasure. We're working hard for you and the people who are here, and we'll just keep it up.
We appreciate you guys so much, and all you do even outside of this. The listeners who donate when they lose their quiz with Gina.
Meet Gina.
Yeah. I mean, we just incredible support. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. We've got quite a few donations coming in. Venmo seems to be the one that people really
it's just easy.
It's so easy to use, and everybody has a little extra in their Venmo there.
Mm-hmm.
You can just throw it that way, and with the triple match, that makes it even better. So it's at the road home. Make sure it's the right one. There are some copycats out there. We got a donation in Kelly King's name, a big sum of cash. Folks came in and walked it in. I want to thank them for bringing that in. And we just took a look at the totals, and it looks like you guys earned Santa Claus is a Black Man.
So,
which means you stopped Christmas shoes.
Yes.
Although, no, we're here till 10.
Yeah.
So,
got to keep it coming.
Now we're having a suggestion that we get Fairy Tale of New York.
Now we played that.
We played it on Wednesday.
But
But maybe if we reach a certain amount, we'll play.
What are we at now?
Well, right now, and this is just our total, not the total for everybody, but $90,851.
90.
Now we're only here for another hour.
93.
All right, if we hit 93, we'll play Fairy Tale of New York
in the 9 o'clock hour.
But we're after these messages, it's Santa Claus is a Black Man. So we got that for you. X96.com is a place where you can go and donate, or Venmo. No, Steph, not CISMA. No. Don't encourage
God
Gina.
bless you, Steph.
No.
Marco's dream. Tell you what, if we hit a certain amount, I think Gina should sing it. Personally. You know, she'll come to your house and she'll perform it. X96.com or at the road home on Venmo. Put X96 in the memo. Thank you. All right, so we're going to take a break. Play Santa Claus is a Black Man. Then after that, it is the boner recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is tell us who won the boner this morning. I'll bet you could guess this morning. Hopefully you heard it and you know who won the boner. But I'll bet you could guess. But why take a chance? Go ahead and cheat. Go to x96.com and click on the box that says boner voting 12-20-24. And take a look at it. It says winner right next to the one that is the winner.
Pretty obvious.
What is the prize?
Tickets to see the Used. They're having 3 shows at the Union Event Center, May 3rd, May 5th, and May 6th. They're going to play a different album all the way through each night. I believe the tickets we have to give away are for the May 3rd.
Let's be clear. It's a different Used album.
Yes.
They're not going to be playing other people's albums.
How much to stop Marco Sisma? Someone is asking. Let's see. All right, so we got that coming up. Stand by for all of that. UtahAdvocates.com.
If you get hurt in an accident, I can think of no finer place to contact than the Advocates.
They're local. They're a local firm. Like when you say, "Oh, I got into an accident out on Redwood Road," they know where that is.
All you got to do is call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 801-355-5550. And if they can on almost always determine if you have a case on the phone right there. They'll ask you a few key questions, and if they take your case, you're in good hands because they won't charge you a dime out of pocket. They will.
This is about getting your medical bills taken care of and you not having to worry about all the fine print that they already know what that is.
They deal with the insurance company. You don't have to. So 801-355-5550, and you can also use their website and chat online live if you're shy. That's UtahAdvocates.com.
X96.
You know, I could have maybe had better ones.
Oh, those are good. Why?
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, I still have in that. So I have a little file that says "boner on deck." That's where I put the ones that I'm.
It's where
considering.
they're warming up.
Yeah, that's the ones I'm considering. Listen to some of these titles, and then maybe I'll tell you about a couple of them. Woman names newborn son methamphetamine rules.
That one kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, well, it's not what you think.
Oh.
Yeah. Woman spreads dead brother's ashes in a packed club pool in Ibiza. Police officer, no, I don't want to do that one. How about Gilbert Arenas podcast slams Utah. Move the Jazz to Seattle, he says. And it's just him slamming Utah.
Okay.
Aussie man fined over $2,000 for taking his pet python surfing.
I have questions.
He was just on a surfboard and the python was around his neck.
And so he's like,
Yeah.
oh, look at me.
If you fall and the python
Yeah, that's why he got fined.
Exactly.
Yeah. Teen dresses up as married woman to rob bank.
How do you dress up as a married woman?
As you can see, I'm married. Hello.
I'm a giant.
I'm here to take money out of my husband's account.
I think that's exactly
You
what
know,
he did.
my husband.
Yeah. Teacher cuts girl's hair without permission. Now here's one you really might want to hear this one.
Okay.
Trump aide Cassidy Hutchison claims Rudy Giuliani groped her on January 6th.
I believe it.
Yeah.
And you want to hear?
I saw the Borat movie, so you know.
You want to hear any of these? How about let's? Woman names newborn son methamphetamine.
Yeah, when you're saying it's not what you think,
Yeah.
I'm curious what that means.
Yeah, and I've had this in the file for a few days. It's New South Wales, Australia. An Australian journalist, Kirsten Drysdale, is currently in a newborn bliss bubble, having recently welcomed her child with her husband, Chris. There's just one problem. Her son's legal name is Methamphetamine Rules.
What?
The New South Wales...
Well, that's just too hard to spell. He's going to have a hard time in kindergarten spelling.
Well, they call him MR. The Registry of Birth, Deaths, and Marriages. Now, see, so you think, oh, well, she's the boner candidate, right, for naming her kid? No, that's not where it is. The registry let the name slip through the cracks during its submission process, despite offensive terms being prohibited. A spokesperson told News.com that they've since strengthened their system to avoid it happening again. Okay, mistakes happen, but why would Drysdale name her child Methamphetamine Rules to begin with? She is a TV presenter and been working on a story which aims to investigate the answers to viewers' burning questions. One of them was, what can I legally name my baby? While researching for the story, the heavily pregnant Drysdale was trying to decipher what the register default names a child if a parent's first submission is rejected.
Okay.
And she wasn't getting a clear answer from the government. She was about to give birth. She decided this was perfect timing to take matters into her own hands as part of the story.
Okay.
We thought, what is the most outrageous name we can think of that will definitely not be accepted by the registry?
I see where this is going.
It was really just a lighthearted, curious attempt to get an answer to the question.
Thought for sure they're going to reject this.
Well, imagine Ms. Drysdale's horror when her initial outline submission listing her son's fake name was approved very quickly. Weeks later, Drysdale got quite the push present when the official birth certificate arrived in the mail, and right there on the official birth certificate, Methamphetamine Rules. I don't know how this slipped through, said the manager of the registry. I don't. Possibly they thought methamphetamine was a Greek name, said the reporter. They haven't really given us a clear answer how this happened.
Hi.
So
my name's Methamphetamine Rules, but you can just call me Meth.
it's
That's interesting.
I know, and so the registry would have been the boner candidate there. I don't. So now I'm going to have to, and then the Rudy Giuliani one is just. I can't decide.
Offspring's coming on August 3rd, if you're curious.
August 3rd. Let's see. I'm looking at.
I'm looking at the snow. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
It's just.
I got worried that Boba Fett died, Carrie, because Boba Fett was trending. I don't.
Well, you mean the actor?
No,
That they killed him off?
No, I just got worried. Doesn't appear.
Did you click on it?
Yeah.
I'm not clicking on it.
Oh, is
because
this a spoiler?
I'm thinking it's a spoiler that you have already spoiled now.
Mm-hmm.
It just
for The Mandalorian, which I haven't watched yet. I'm planning on watching today.
Gina, did you manage to avoid the Succession spoiler?
No, that was my thing that must go yesterday.
So you did find out what it was. Have you watched the show?
No.
yet?
Neither have I, and I know what the spoiler is.
You do know.
But
let me tell you this about it. And I'm not going to say what it is. Knowing what it is does not ruin the show.
I've heard there are things about it like there's some long shot, some amazing 30-minute long one-take shot or something.
30 minutes?
It's just how the people respond to what happens is what's important and what's interesting. Not the fact, not what happens, but how everybody responds to it. So
we've got them stacked up. We got that and Yellow Jackets stacking up, and
I hate that you're not able to keep things. There's no way to keep things a secret.
Well, that show, The Beef, is so good.
I finished that.
I haven't finished it yet.
I finished that.
Those people are all just so awful.
Everyone is terrible.
Oh my God! Even when you start thinking even the little girl, think, oh, you little brat.
So my husband is not on social media at all.
Good for him.
So he's able to ignore things. So and he does this with sports stuff all the time.
Oh.
Like he wants to watch Premier League soccer with Muhammad, my son, not the prophet. And he's like, "Oh, I recorded that game. Let's watch it." And every time Muhammad's like, "I know what happened. Unless you watch things in real time, there's no way."
Very occasionally, I want to watch a sporting event and not in real time. And if I do, I just do go out of my way to not.
It's hard though.
But you can do it.
Basically, there's too many shows.
Yeah. Thurman in Kaysville. Was not aware that Santa Claus was a black man, and that song was very helpful to Thurman.
On my head?
Thurman hasn't had a very good experience with Santa Claus.
No, he hasn't.
No.
Kaysville.
Yeah.
Payson?
Kaysville.
Oh, Kaysville. Kaysville.
Kaysville.
That's Kays Village.
Every kiss begins with Kaysville. Didn't you know that?
I didn't.
Now
It's
you know.
the last hour of the last show of the year.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Is that supposed to make me feel good?
Yeah.
You know, what I've got to do is just keep my eyes on the prize.
What's the prize?
I have no idea. It would be easier if I knew, but I have no idea.
The prize is getting. The prize
That's
is
the
not
prize.
getting Christmas shoes.
Yeah.
The prize is getting the road home to their goal today. We are right now. X96's take so far is $91,338. We are still winning. No one has come close to us today, by the way. And by no one, I mean there are 6 other radio stations here. And
Well, are there? I mean, I see a lot
there
of
are
empty
tables
tables
here.
over there, and I heard someone yelling sports over there. They showed up finally.
Well, John Smith is here.
And John's here. Well, yeah.
And his partner, Sam.
John and Chantel are here.
Yeah.
So,
Buddha's here.
but there are a lot of tables with.
Yeah, it's
running
kind of
shows
weird,
that
isn't
aren't
it?
Here. It's, Anyway, all right.
Time for the boner recap.
I just think they could come down. That's all I'm saying is that I think they could come down.
I think they don't like us. That's.
Are they afraid of us?
No, I don't think it's
They
fear.
should be.
I don't think it's fear. I think it's loathing.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll take either. I'm a fan of both. Let's see. Yeah, boner recap game. Let's go ahead and play, shall we?
All right, we got Cody on the line. I think. Do we? Cody, are
Cody?
you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Cody. What are you doing today?
I'm just at work.
Okay. Now, Cody, in the boner recap situation here, I'm going to read the 3 boner candidates, and even if you incorrectly name the winner, well, we'll still give you the prize.
That's how this works.
What is the prize, Gina?
It's tickets to see The Used coming May 3rd, May 5th, and May 6th to the Union Event Center. You can find out more about that show by going to x96.com, or you can buy your tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
I think your tickets will, if you win, when you win, Cody, it will be for the 3rd.
The show on the 3rd, yeah. I don't know what album they're doing then, so it'll be fun for you.
All right, Cody, here we go. Did you hear the boner candidates earlier?
I did, yeah.
All right, you should be able to
Cody,
get
are
this.
you on speakerphone?
I am.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah, come off speaker because we can't hear you.
Can you take us off of the
Yeah.
speakerphone?
Yeah.
My phone doesn't work unless it's on speaker.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I thought. See, and I thought he was scuba diving. It sounds like you're. It sounds like you're underwater.
All right, let's try it again.
All right. Cody, here are the 3 boner Excuse you. The 3 boner candidates. Number 1, the Native people always come up on the short end of the stick. This is the Indian Health Service, supposedly supplying free health care to Native Americans, but then they get billed for stuff and are unaware of the fact that they're being billed for it. This causes a lot of problems. Boner candidate number 2, sorry, cancer kids, Elon doesn't think you deserve funding. This is President of the United States, Elon Musk, doesn't like the bipartisan bill that the Congress struck for a continuing resolution to keep the government open, and out of that, he doesn't like the $190 million program for pediatric cancer research for kids. And then boner candidate number 3, they're important musicians. They're entitled to our money. Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, Marshmello, Alice in Chains, Shinedown, others. Steve Aoki applied for assistance grants that were supposed to go to venues during the pandemic to help them because they weren't having shows, so they were support them a little bit so that they could reopen. But these bands took the money and used it for their own purposes, parties and clothes, and that's really shameful. Number 3, they are important musicians. They're entitled to our money. So, Cody, which one was the winner?
Number 2.
You are correct, Cody. Absolutely correct. Enjoy your night at the Used concert.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Hang on the line.
Hang on, Cody.
Can I get a breakfast burrito and a large coffee?
I hope you come up for air soon.
Thank you very much.
Let's see. We are broadcasting live from the family shelter, the road home. And X96.com is a place you can donate. A lot of people are using the Venmo this morning because it's just so damn easy. It's Venmo at the road home. Put X96 in the memo.
You know, we haven't mentioned any of this stuff, or much of it, this morning. This is just last night by the numbers.
Oh, yeah, okay.
People in shelter last night, 1,124. Families in shelter, 80. 177 children in shelter. Total individuals served, 5,003. And, on any given night, Road Home has approximately 300 or more people in housing than in shelter, meaning they are getting them out of shelter and into housing, and your donations here help them be able to do that.
I mean, that's the point. Just try and make sure, and then they want to make sure that they don't have to ever come back here.
And mostly they don't. Mostly they get on their feet, and then they have the support that follows them after they leave the Road Home, so they don't have to come back.
And it's, they make it as nice as possible, but nobody wants to be here and live here.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they try to make it as. And with all the kids that are here, that's.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. Yeah. But thanks to the Road Home for doing what they can to make, to help the kids have some dignity. I mean, I talked about it yesterday, but I love the fact that the school bus comes here first, so that all the other kids on the school bus don't see, oh, you live at the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
And then they bring them
back last. I just think that's great. All right. Well, let's take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some big boy news and opinnuendo.
I've got an email of interest here.
An email of interest as a part of the news?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, stand by for that. X96. We got to talk about Lim Jewelers here.
Yeah, I love Lim Jewelers. We're not far from Lim Jewelers, actually.
Oh, it's not far from
here.
Yeah,
because they're right on Fort Union. They're right up the street. You could drive there on your way home. And Bill, I know you have not done much Christmas shopping yet. Lim Jewelers.
Wait, when is Christmas?
And I know there are people listening going, I haven't done any shopping yet. The great thing about Lim Jewelers, well, there's lots of great things about them. 75 years, family owned by the Lim family. They're artisans. They make the jewelry there. They create all kinds of interesting stuff there, and you can see it in a case. So other times of year that they'll do custom jewelry. It's not enough time to do that before Christmas now, but they have a case full of bracelets and necklaces and rings and earrings, all kinds of things, all different price ranges. Stacking is really in this season. They have rings, bracelets, and necklaces. They'll help you layer your look. Just stop in there today. I know you're out running around doing last-minute Christmas shopping. Anyone would love a gift from Lim Jewelers.
X96.
The X96.
Okay, here's a quiz.
Okay.
A quiz, all right.
A quiz. Who said it? Elon Musk or Mr. Burns from The Simpsons?
Okay.
Deranged millionaires.
I got 67%.
Or billionaires.
Yeah. All right. Here's.
Okay.
I'll read you the phrase and you guys guess.
Okay.
Oppression and harassment are a small price to pay to live in the land of the free.
That sounds like Elon Musk.
Oppression and spread in the land of the free. I think it's Mr. Burns.
It is Mr. Burns.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The politicians and unelected bureaucrats who stole our liberties should be tarred, feathered, and thrown out of town.
That's Elon Musk.
It's tarred, feathered, and thrown out of town. It's Mr. Burns.
Musk. I'm not the thief. The government is. Every year you make hardworking Joes like my reporter friend here pay income taxes.
Musk.
Burns.
We're just back and forth.
Yeah. If there was a way that I could not eat so I could work more, I would not eat.
Musk.
Yeah, Musk.
You're both correct. Musk.
Yeah.
I should be able to run over as many kids as I want.
Well, that's Burns, right?
Yeah.
Burns, correct.
Okay.
I should be able to run over as many children as I want.
I said Musk because of his cars. But
Smithers.
There will be no Mars if we let them take our freedom away.
Well, that's
Musk.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of time, man has yearned to destroy the sun.
That's Burns.
Yes, Burns.
Burns, correct. That's my lesson for taking a vacation. Vacations will kill you.
Burns.
Musk.
Family, religion, friendship, these are the three demons you must slay if you wish to succeed in business.
Burns.
Musk.
Burns. I would tell those people they will get to see their families a lot when we go bankrupt.
Musk.
Burns.
Musk.
Mm.
If you can take advantage of a situation in some way, it's your duty as an American to do it.
Burns.
Burns.
Burns, correct. Okay. And finally, pathetic morons in my employ, stealing my precious money.
Morons, pathetic morons in my employ, stealing my precious money, Smithers. Burns.
Yeah.
Burns, correct. Frightening.
That
It
a
is.
couple of them, it was difficult to...
That it was hard to determine.
Yep.
Oh.
Deranged billionaires.
Twitter still seems to be running.
Sort of.
For now. There was some guy at Harvard or one of those big schools who said he predicts a week.
Yeah, and it'll just
Before
die.
it just
I've heard that
implodes.
there are people who are saying it's not going to be around in a while.
I'm trying to enjoy it while I can.
I'm staying until it burns to the
I
ground.
am the bitter end.
He's all kinds of money lost. Billions of dollars lost already. Advertisers staying away.
It's hard to fathom, really, why he would do this.
Well, Bill, he didn't want to.
He was forced to
mouthed
buy it.
off and said, "I'll buy it," and they held him to it because you
Yeah.
can't do that and not follow through.
That's the part everybody keeps forgetting.
well,
He was forced to buy it.
Yeah, he did not want to buy it.
Again, he also knew that
Mhm.
that if he made that kind of a move, that he could be forced to buy it. He knew that.
Yeah. But he suffers from the delusion that a lot of millionaires and billionaires do. Because they have that money, they must be very, very smart and good at everything.
And always make the right choice.
Yeah, but they don't. All right. Let's see. It's 9:20, and it is time for, we're going to, as part of the Big Boy News, it's also an email of interest brought to you by
Mark Miller Subaru is giving back through the Share the Love and Pause for the Planet. They support charities, protect animals, and improve our planet. Join Mark Miller in making a difference.
All right, let's do it. Email of interest.
This is from our good friend Stephanie. Hi, friends. Steph from the chat here.
Hi, Steph.
You can use my name. I've gone back and forth in the last week trying to decide whether or not to write this email, but ultimately decided to do so in honor of someone who should not have died in the manner that he did. On November 25th, a local news story aired about an unhoused man who died in police custody after they were called to assist a frail, malnourished, naked man who was rummaging through garbage in a downtown neighborhood in the brutal cold. He was disoriented and weak and did not respond to questions asked by the officers. A few short hours after being taken by ambulance to receive medical treatment, he died while at the hospital. This was already a gut-wrenching enough story to hear of, especially knowing that this happens far too often once winter hits. As the story went on, the man was named, and my heart dropped. I knew him. I spent summers with him. He played baseball with my brother. Our parents were friends. We fished Lake Powell together as children. I couldn't move. Mind you, I found out he died from a friend a few days before, but I had no idea about how he died. Seeing this wrecked me. Out of respect for him, I will not give his name here. There's no point in that. What I will talk about is how someone who once lit up every space he occupied died with little dignity under circumstances that I and many others cannot fathom. How he must have suffered. Addiction, mental illness, I don't know. Whatever his path was that led him to that day does not take away the fact that he died due to having no place to go in a city that on the surface seems like it should be a place of refuge. After police body cam footage was released of the incident, I was further gutted. The images of some of the last moments of his life are forever seared into me, and I am angry. I'm not angry at the police for their actions that day, and not at the media for releasing that footage, per se, but I'm absolutely livid that the answer to the bigger problem seems to elude us as a society. How is it that so many people are in the same situation he was, and the world just goes on doing its thing? How are there not more services or safety nets or solutions? I guess besides my ranting, the point of this email is, while we alone cannot solve this, we can be a part of the solution. The Road Home and other entities who dedicate their lives to put a dent in this problem work their asses off all year round. We need to do the same. Yes, please give it this time of year. Make a conscious effort to continue the work throughout the entire year, not just at Christmas. Today my donation will be made in honor of my friend. Thanks for letting me listen. Thanks for doing your part in this important work every day of the year. Signed, Stephanie Peterson. The best way to donate right now seems to be Venmo at the Road Home.
You can go to x96.com, and there's a donate button there. You could do it there. And as I like to mention, because I think sometimes people hear this, and a lot of people don't have much. Maybe you're not homeless, but you don't have much, but maybe you have $10. That actually will go a long way, believe it or not. If that's all you can do, don't feel like you should only donate if you can only do a big dollar amount. $10 helps.
And again, with the match that's happening this hour, it's the Huntsman Family Foundation. Your 10 becomes 20. So that's a great way to help out this holiday season. Yeah, all right. Or go to theroadhome.org if you'd like. You can do that as well. The Venmo is on their website as well. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. There we go. Well, we got about 4 minutes here. We can do some news.
Okay. I got this. I thought this was kind of interesting. These are predictions from the Hollywood Reporter. Predictions for the coming year in entertainment. Number 1, we've reached peak Taylor Sheridan. Says,
there's a lot of Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah. Says,
luckily, I'm not aware of it. So.
Well, but you watched Landman, didn't you?
No.
I think you would like Landman.
That's what I was told.
Yeah.
Of all of them.
And, I got a couple of weeks coming up, so.
Yeah.
And
Billy Bob's just great.
Yeah. Always, yeah.
And his movie Wind River was really good. And Yellowstone, for what it is good.
But there are a lot of spin-offs. And
I know. I keep hearing about how good Yellowstone is, but there's just nothing there for me.
Carrie, I would not tell you to watch Yellowstone, but I think Landman you would find interesting.
All right.
The next James Bond will be, well, they're keeping it a secret.
They're not predicting, are they?
Yes, they are.
Oh.
Loose consensus has formed around Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He'd be good.
But Bond series Barbara Broccoli has always led from the gut, not caved to popular opinion, lest we forget Daniel Craig was considered a highly controversial choice when he was first announced.
But he's my James Bond now.
It'll be an English. So the Hollywood Reporter says it'll be an English actor, poised on the cusp of superstardom, familiar to audiences but not too familiar.
Haley Atwell.
Well, maybe.
Is she British?
Yes.
Now, they say, and I don't know who this is, the next James Bond will be Josh O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor?
Don't know who that is.
Don't know who it is. But that's what they say.
Roger Moore.
He's yours. Yeah.
Right.
I love the Daniel Craig movies, but Roger Moore is my James Bond.
Isn't he the one with where the Southern sheriff and they jump the boat over the road?
Yes, they're ridiculous.
There's one.
Ridiculous.
There's one where it's in space.
Yeah.
Moonraker.
James Bond in outer space. I mean, that's just
our chat room found pictures of this guy, John O'Connor. Oh no, there's Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah,
here's John O'Connor.
No, boo, yuck.
I'm not too sure about that. No,
I like Aaron better than that.
All right.
Let's see some of their other predictions.
Yeah, I love these.
Let's see. How about the Supreme Court will take up an art versus AI case?
Yes.
So I guess the big argument here is there are people who produce art, and then there are people who use AI, and it essentially is stealing
Yeah.
bits and pieces of people's art. Filmmakers will push for theaters over money.
Push for theaters over money.
I no longer trusted them as a creative partner, said director John Watts, of pulling the sequel to his 2024 movie Wolves after the tech giant, it was Netflix,
Oh,
I
Apple.
think.
Or was it Apple or Netflix?
One of them.
It was Apple. It was
Reverse course on the film's theatrical plans at the last minute. Filmmakers, at least ones who are in the position of picking their studio, will increasingly be going with partners that will make good on theatrical promises.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
So they're pivoting back.
Yeah.
They went to streaming and they're pivoting back.
Expect others to push for similar deals like Emerald Fennell and Margot Robbie's Wuthering Heights adaptation. It landed at Warner Brothers over Netflix after Warner Brothers offered a robust theatrical release.
Okay.
Expect for others to push for similar deals. Cable news goes on a podcast deal spree. They've already started, I think.
Yeah, they really have.
Yeah. News channels like Fox and CNN. Podcasting is the future, you know.
Still?
I don't watch any of my cable news shows on cable news. I listen to them on podcast, you know.
Family Guy will get a new home.
A new home?
All three of Fox's legacy animated comedies, The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, and Family Guy, are coming to the end of two-season pickups in the spring. The first two have been airing as usual this fall, but Family Guy hasn't, nor is it scheduled to premiere in the first quarter of 2025.
I wondered why we haven't seen new episodes.
After the show was moved away from Sunday nights for part of last season, it feels like a breakup might be imminent, with Hulu as a logical landing point for Family Guy.
It's still owned by Disney, though.
Where the library is consistently one of the most streamed shows in the U.S.
Yeah. I don't think they'll break up with The Simpsons, though. I really don't.
No. I watched that Christmas Simpsons episode.
Oh, I need to watch that.
It was... I mean, it was okay, but it was...
The episodes that have been broadcast are consistent. They are just... They're innovative these days.
Still, after all this time.
After all this time. Yeah. So I don't know about the special one. The ones that they put on exclusive on Disney Plus are kind of thrown together.
So that's some of their predictions.
I like that. Okay. Weather, Gina?
Yeah, so 52 for high today, 53 tomorrow, which is unseasonably warm, and the air is stuck. The inversion is building back in, so I know you've got a lot of last-minute running around to do the next couple of days. Try to be thoughtful about how you do that.
Yeah, use an electric car.
If you don't have an electric car, just try to plan it out so you're not doing a lot of wasted, aimless driving. Because the air quality is just going to get worse over the next couple of days. Hopefully, it looks like by Sunday night into Monday, there's about a 50% chance of a storm coming through. Not really for a white Christmas. Could be a wet Christmas down here in the valley. Snow up in the mountains, though, expected. So that's good news. That's your weather.
Moist Christmas.
I'm dreaming of a moist Christmas.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back broadcasting live from the family shelter, the road home. X96.com is a great place to donate. Or you can Venmo at the road home. Put X96 in the memo. X96.
The holidays are upon.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Pill. P-I-L-L, pill. And variants of the word, too. Pilling, pilled, pillar. And now the mayor of Mona, Utah, the Honorable Don Criddle, and his son Denver, be listening for the word pill and its variations.
Son, when are you going to learn? Being the son of the mayor of Mona, Utah, comes with certain responsibilities. You cannot just be going off half-cocked all the time, Denver. The Criddle name is still strong and respected, no matter what shenanigans you and your hoodlum friends are doing.
What do you mean shenanigans, Daddy? Is that a French word or something?
What I mean is the tomfoolery that you and your chums have been engaged in down to the church parking lot. Now, we crittles are considered pillars of the community. We can't be associated with the ruckus that you boys have been committing.
I ain't sure what tomfoolin' ruckus you're referring to, Daddy. What did we do?
When I say ruckus and church parking lot, what does that suggest to you, son? I'll tell you what it suggests. You and your hoodlum chums that you and your mother and I have warned you to stay away from was creating a bunch of noise and such down to the ward parking lot late at night. There's neighbors around that ward house, Denver. And when you when you and them ne'er-do-wells you run with, them boys from up to Payson, start burning rubber in the parking lot at 2 a.m., well, folks are going to complain.
Oh, I know, Daddy. I'm sorry. It don't look good for the mayor's son, me, Denver Criddle, to be doing that kind of thing, does it? I'm really sorry.
Well, I know that you know better, son. So why was you with them boys pilling out in the parking lot?
I just got carried away, Daddy. Phil and Paul come down from Payson in Paul's new muscle car, and Phil said, "You want to see Paul's car burn rubber? You can really make it peel out." If we hadn't been drinking Mountain Dew, I would have said no, but, well, like I said, I got carried away.
I understand, son. Nothing makes you feel more manly than a high-performance engine and the smell of burning rubber.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great appeal to pilling out, especially when you're young. I remember when I was 30.
Thank you, Daddy. And what about Mom? Is she going to be mad?
Well, maybe. But don't you worry, son. I'll just tell her to take a chill pill.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
No, thank you very much.
Nick, I will not lose the pep because I keep my eyes on the prize.
Yes, keep your eyes on the prize.
I keep my eyes
Bill's
on the
doing
prize.
that motion right now where he points at his eyes and then points out.
I'm pointing at the prize. I go like that, and then I
There's
point
the
at the prize. I keep my eyes on the prize.
But what prize is our listeners having their eyes on right now? Because at the moment, I see we are pretty far behind to reach that 100,000 goal so that we can avoid the Christmas shoes countdown.
Well, you still have a few minutes.
But we have a guest, Nick. We're going to talk to, and I'm sorry that this year I don't get to hold a check.
I know, you weren't here yesterday. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you brought the check yet?
You bought the check yesterday after we'd left.
I know.
Christina Huntsman and she's let me hold $1 million check a couple of times, which is very exciting for me. I'll get through the year, though.
Well, yeah, you got to do it one of the last times with my dad.
I think it was. And it was funny. So when John came in and you were there, and he had the $1 million check in our studio, and I asked if I could hold it, and he looked kind of startled at first, but then went, "Well, okay." And
we didn't know if we'd get it back from you.
Yeah. But then
you don't look like you could run very fast, so I'll.
But then later on, he passed not long after that.
That was actually one of his last outings.
That's right.
To come down and do the radio shows. In December, he passed away February 4th.
And when I heard that, I just recalled that whole incident, and I felt so bad. I mean, I just, I shed a tear for John Huntsman.
Well, you know what? His health wasn't great, but he was bound and determined to get up and go do the radio shows because he was so passionate about the work that you all do and that the Road Home does. He would often tell us growing up, his family was one paycheck away from being homeless themselves. So he knew what that hurt and that struggle was like of, what are we going to do? And so we're just so proud that we can carry the tradition and fill his footsteps, because
He would be so proud
he
of you
was.
guys that you've kept
Well,
it going. And
you know what? He told us, find the cancer of your generation. We've got cancer up and going, and so mental health and substance
there you
use
go.
is what our generation is focusing on.
Yeah, and it's I think it's just a testament to what kind of a man your father was, that his kids turned out to do things that he could be proud of, and
Yeah.
not just be rich kids.
Well, no, he lives with us. I hear his voice every single day,
Mhm.
And he when he would drop us off at school, he'd say, go make a difference in somebody else's life. Find a friend, do something. And, he was the best leader and example of showing us how to do that.
Huntsman Family Foundation supporting the road home. Huge match again this year. Thanks for doing that so much. It means a lot when somebody can donate just $10 and it becomes $30.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that.
Well, it's providing those services that, sometimes I lost my sister almost 14 years ago to a drug overdose. So, mom of 8, we just don't know what people are dealing with. We don't know their backstory. So
Exactly.
let's get them the help and the service, and we have the resources here in the state, so let's get those out to everybody in need.
I'm a little disappointed, though, you're not wearing Uggs this year.
Well, you haven't seen them.
They
are.
Oh, are those Uggs?
They're like a moon boot
cute.
almost.
They're cute.
Yeah, Stacey, there's pictures on them.
I didn't realize they were Uggs when
They're
I saw you
cute.
walk up here.
I have them on too, Bill. Look.
But mine are a little more
Yours are,
colorful.
yeah, yours are cute.
Yours look like those old moon boots that we had when we were kids.
Christmas
you know?
Uggs.
Yes. I love those.
That's Christina Huntsman has a. I think I asked you. Do you know how many pairs of Uggs you have?
Don't ask. Don't ask. Luckily, I have 5 daughters, so we can all share.
All share. Okay. All right.
5 daughters and 2 sons.
And they all have
And
the same
16
size.
grandkids.
16.
Wow.
Good
Wow.
Lord.
Man, Christina, it's really nice to see you every year,
Thank
and
you.
and
Good to see
you're
you.
great on the radio.
Well, thank you. You know what? Hoping that we're opening our crisis care center in March, mental health. So we're hoping we'll have you guys all down there.
Oh, yeah,
and we
yeah.
can, get the reresources out to everybody.
I'd love to do that. And
Yes.
where's it going to be?
It's right off of 33rd South and about 9th West. So
Awesome.
24/7, non-refusal, and
Oh, that's a
people will
great
be-
thing.
wonderful.
Yeah, so
Excellent.
We'll be
we're gonna
there.
have a big party and open it up to the
We'll be
community.
there.
I might be one of your first customers.
Well,
I don't know.
we'll all be in line. Yes.
No, really, we would love to be a part
Yeah,
of that.
we would love to have you.
All
Yeah,
right.
just give us a call. We'll
Okay.
do it.
Okay, we'll be there.
Thanks,
See,
Christina.
everyone heard it, so we'll be expecting you.
Thank you,
Did I
Christina.
just commit us to something?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. We're good with it.
We're good, yeah.
Oh, thank you
All right,
so much.
thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Let's see now. Where are we at? Because Nick is just dying to play Christmas shoes.
I am not.
I mean, we're at 94,000.
I don't remember us saying 100. I thought we said 95.
I said 100, but we have a fairly decent commercial break here. I will consolidate and say damn it just changed to 95. That was going to be my.
We're out of the woods.
What? All right, fine. I guess for the sake of everything here, I can throw on the Pogues Fairy Tale of New York.
That was another request.
That was a request.
That was another
Instead of
request.
Christmas shoes.
I want you to give just a tiny bit of Christmas shoes because Bill's never heard it.
I've never heard it.
We don't want to hear the whole thing, but
I'll see what I can do.
okay, just
All right.
a tiny bit of it.
All right. Now you had a. Can you do this list in like 2 minutes or 3?
We asked 4 chefs to name the best mayonnaise, and they all agreed on the same
Oh,
brand.
fine. The best a list of mayonnaises, but we can't do 28 sauces that can.
Well, this is just one mayonnaise.
Now, they had a mayo aficionados panel, experts in mayo. Executive
I'd love to
chefs.
go to your piano recital, honey, but I've got this mayo aficionados thing that I got to judge.
Let me guess what it is. It's Hellman's.
Well, among the most diehard fans, determining the best brand is a fierce competition. That's why they spoke with some professional chefs who have all agreed that the best mayo
Is the stuff they make.
Duke's mayonnaise.
Oh, Duke's.
Guy in the chat room called it before you
Duke's.
even said it.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a bottle of Duke's in my refrigerator right now. You know what's good about it? It's mayonnaise, but it's got a little tiny tanginess to it.
Oh, wait a minute. That's Miracle Whip.
No.
That's the tangy zip
No.
of Miracle Whip.
Exactly.
It's not overwhelming like Miracle Whip.
Eugenia Duke created her namesake mayonnaise in 1917 for sandwiches she sold to soldiers at Fort Sevier in Greenville, South Carolina. Realizing the gold mine that she had found, she created her own brand, which she eventually sold in 1929.
Now wait, she found a mine of mayonnaise?
A gold mine of mayonnaise.
A mayonnaise mine.
A mayonnaise mine.
I don't know that I've ever had Duke's.
So many men have lost their lives.
What do they say that makes it different?
What is it about Duke's?
Yeah.
Versatility and vibrancy. From potato salad to chocolate cake, Duke's is excellent for providing moisture and richness, bringing recipes together.
Yeah.
Guy also says that it has apple cider vinegar in it.
Oh, there's the tang right
Yeah,
there.
it says there's a little burst of acid.
And more eggs. But Ivy agrees with me. Kewpie. Japanese mayo is the number one for our house.
I have some of that in my fridge as well.
Yes.
We're mayonnaise crazy at my house. And we got a jar of Best Foods.
Well,
I
when you bring
like
out the
Miracle
best
Whip.
foods, you bring out the best.
I like Miracle Whip.
Miracle Whip isn't mayo, though, right?
No.
It's fake, right?
Yeah, it's
Isn't it like margarine
no,
of mayo?
No.
I'm not sure what it is, but it's delicious.
No, it's not fake though. It's not.
Yeah, I don't care what's in it. I'm going to eat it.
I used to like it when I was a kid, and now I can't stand it. It's called salad dressing.
They call it, yeah.
It says
But it's
Miracle
for-
Whip salad dressing.
It's for sandwiches.
And well, people have in the past, and some probably still do, glop it onto their salad.
That sounds awful.
And mix it up.
I wouldn't do that. It's a sandwich spread. And Thousand Island dressing is underappreciated on sandwiches.
Somebody told us yesterday that that's from someplace in Canada.
Thousand Lakes.
Yeah.
That's where it was
Burgers, sandwiches, great. Thousand Island dressing.
But we can't allow Russian dressing anywhere.
No, I will not.
No
I've
Russian
stopped
dressing.
drinking Russian vodka, and I won't have Russian dressing.
And French salad dressing used to be the really popular one, French dressing. But I go for the basic balsamic vinaigrette.
It's always easy.
And if you want to buy a good bottled salad dressing, it's that Ken's Steakhouse brand. Ken's Steakhouse.
Okay.
I'll take your word for it. All right, we will take a break. We'll be back after some messages and a song to say goodbye and turn things over to Artie Fufkin. X96. Oh, we got to talk about, let's see. Oh, it's BigOTires.com.
Big O Tires. Big O Tires, you can trust them to get you on the road the right way because they'll do a lot of things for your car aside from just tires.
Well, and actually this time of year is a great time of year to get some things fixed up on your car. They've got the Tip Top Healthy Car Special $99.95, which includes a full synthetic oil change, wiper blade replacement, and more.
Yes, indeed, and you want to save money on tires now to the end of the month. It is the season for savings at Big O. You can save up to $200 after mail-in rebate on select sets of tires, or get $100 instant savings on select sets now through the 31st of this month.
Oh, that's good because I need some tires.
Well, get some. They have Big O has the lowest price on every tire every day, they say. And they have all the brands, not just the Big O brand. They have all the major brands of tires. So stop into your local Big O tire store. You can find one near you and make an appointment online if you like. Go to BigOTires.com.
X96.
Oh, there it is. We can't do this feature without your participation on the telephone. It's the Radio from Hell X poll. And we just want to get a sense from you of what your best Christmas or your worst Christmas, or you can talk about both. Your best holiday or your worst holiday or both. Tell us about your best Christmas, or tell us about your worst Christmas, or tell us about both of them. I forgot to give this some thought myself.
I have 3 horrible stories.
Give us one.
Only one?
Well, until we got
We might
people
need 2
calling.
later.
Okay. My first one I'll do is when Muhammad was born. Now, he was born on December 19th. And he had the jaundice.
She doesn't mean the Prophet Muhammad. She means her son.
Oh, yeah, no, he's the Prophet Muhammad. And so he had to stay in the hospital for a while after that. And they said, as soon as his levels get to a certain level, we'll release him. I said, okay. It's 10 o'clock at night on Christmas Eve. And they did a blood test, and they're like, okay, he's ready. We're releasing you. I'm like, you're releasing us at 10 o'clock at night in December on Christmas Eve?
What?
They kicked us out of the hospital at 10 o'clock at night.
What, did you have to wander the streets?
No, but Joe came and got us, but it was just like, really? You're going to, in the middle of the night on Christmas Eve, you're kicking us out of the hospital?
I'm not.
You're not what?
That doesn't seem too horrible to me. But let's talk to Adam.
Well, we don't have time.
Oh, Adam, hang on. Hang on. There are two lines open, and we'll get to Adam after a break.
Newborn baby in the freezing cold.
It's not like you were wandering in the streets. Your husband came and got you. You got in the car.
Maybe you ought to think of your story.
Rather than attacking my story, it was awful.
Oh, well, I guess I'll take your word for it. I wasn't there.
Now.
All right. The X-Bowl, your best Christmas, your worst Christmas. Gina has another couple of stories, but let's go to the phone first. And
Let's start with Adam. Hi, Adam.
Good morning. Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you, Adam.
Geek Show says hey. And Gina, I believe in you.
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
That's good. Adam, what's your story?
So, when my oldest two were maybe 4 and 6, their aunt hired them to do some chores around the house. And then she took them to the store, and she's like, okay, you guys can buy yourself a little something. It's your payment.
Yeah.
And instead of buying themselves something, they put their money together and bought me a Godzilla figure.
Aw, how sweet.
And gave it to me for Christmas.
That's sweet.
And it sits on my desk every day, and
you tear up
reminds
a
me of
little
how
bit.
Sweet they were.
You tear up a little bit every time you see Godzilla.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, I raised them on the movies.
Yeah. well,
okay.
There you go.
Thanks, Adam. That's a good story. Thank you.
Right. Thanks.
Let's go to our earthquake expert, Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hi.
Hi.
So my stories are combo good and bad.
Okay.
My parents were divorced, and I was maybe 9 or something like that, and we were driving from my mom's house to my dad's house, and my dad had this beat-up old Ford, and it always had problems. And of course, on this night, it was Christmas Eve. It was having all kinds of trouble. It would start and stop and stall, and eventually we were just stuck on the side of the road, middle of nowhere. It was cold. We didn't really have any supplies or anything. This nice trucker stopped and somehow got my dad's car to start and literally followed us home, on the way to my dad's house. And by the time we got to my dad's house, it was actually past midnight, so it was already Christmas. And my dad's like, well, since it's already Christmas, I guess I'll let you open a present. And and we opened a present, and it was a Nintendo cartridge, like a game. But we didn't have a Nintendo.
Oh, no.
My brother and I looked at each other and
Not
said,
that one.
Dad, you need the thing to do this. And that's when he went to the back and pulled out the actual Nintendo console.
A Christmas miracle.
And surprised us. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Nice.
Matt.
I shouldn't have given him that one. That was part of the surprise.
What's another story, Gina?
Oh, it's almost the hardest I've ever cried.
Uh-oh.
So Festus is in the Navy. It's year 1 of the pandemic.
Oh.
And he calls me and he says, I can get leave for Christmas. I'm coming home.
Your son is coming home.
Now, this is before we're vaccinated. And when things were super scary.
What, so did you tell him to stay there?
I said, you can't come home. I'll put you up in a hotel. But it was awful.
Oh.
And he came over to the house, and we met outside, and I had the COVID hugging blanket. Do you remember when this was a thing?
No.
My son coming home from the military. I haven't seen him for months. And the only way I would hug him is if I put this blanket around him to hug, and then I told him to go to a hotel. It was awful.
And don't come back. Enjoy the food at the motel.
I have one more story
Okay.
at the
All
end.
right.
Okay.
Gina, they kicked you out to make room for a woman in labor who arrived on a donkey.
Well, I guess
okay,
that's
there you
okay.
go. Let's see. Ian, your Amazon driver. Mine's similar to Gina's. I had leukemia in 2017, 2016. In December of 2018, I'd been in the hospital for weeks, was supposed to be discharged just before Christmas. I ended up spending Christmas at Huntsman, but they made it as bearable as possible. I could eat anything I wanted. Just for the record, I would have gladly invited getting out at 10 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Let's see if there's some others here. The following Christmas Eve when I turned 18, my 5 siblings jam-packed us in my room and hotboxed it.
Oh, no.
We were up to 4 hours laughing, snacking, and playing Rock Band. I think my parents were either too drunk to know or care. Merriest Christmas ever.
Did you think of something, Bill?
I just remember a really nice Christmas. So all of the Christmases I have had with my current wife have been really, really terrific. They've been family affairs and really, really great. But I had a Christmas with my ex-wife in New York City, I was living there, and she was not, but she flew out to spend Christmas with me, and it was really just great fun. We just had a nice Christmas dinner in New York City and went to see Rockefeller Center and all of that. It was really nice. Oh, Braden is on line 1.
Yes, and there we go.
Or Brandon.
Hi, Brandon. There you go.
Where are you calling from, Brandon?
The safe vehicle that I'm driving in.
Okay, that's good.
Best, worst Christmas story, what?
First of all, I want Gina, are you cuckoo? Come on now.
About what?
Cocoa Puffs?
Brandon, are you sure you should be driving?
Okay. Brandon,
just asking.
No, I'm hands free. I'm hands free. It's all good.
Well, okay.
I just Jesus. Gina,
Okay,
come
sure.
on. Your kids off.
Okay, Brandon, we're going to hang up on you unless you tell us your story.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.
Brandon, it's really not
gave
complicated.
You every opportunity.
Yeah, it's really not complicated. Yeah. Got guilted into spending Christmas at my girlfriend's house. Unhappy about that. Then woke up to a tree branch through my windshield.
See, you knew you shouldn't have been there.
Okay. My best and worst Christmas were the same day.
Really?
Yes. Best part? I've been begging for it for all year.
Uncle
Mom's
Pink
very-
Eye has declared that
Only
the
thing that I
best
want-
Christmas song ever.
Oh, okay.
Uncle Pink
Uncle
Eye.
Pink Eye has weighed in.
Where has he been?
I don't know. All right, well,
Now we're done, but this keeps going, and we're handing the baton to Artie Fufkin.
Does he know how to twirl?
I could try.
You can twirl a baton?
Actually, I did as a drum major for West Jordan High School. I actually did.
You were the drum major? You wore one of those big, tall, stupid hats?
Yes, I did. And I always threw that thing up in the air. Almost killed myself a number of times, especially at the BYU marching band competition. Yep, almost stabbed that thing right. Almost went flying down right through my chest.
I can't
right
imagine.
in front of everyone.
I can't imagine you as a drum major. I don't know why.
And then a year later, I went to BYU for the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get into the band there, marching band there?
They didn't allow me to get into the marching band, but I did try out for the BYU Cougarettes. And it was yeah, I got shot down. I guess
You know those pictures of Robin Williams when he was with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders?
That's kind of how it was.
Kinda
Seriously.
If you'd promised to shave your legs, I bet you could have gotten in.
You know what? Well, years later, I tried also. Yeah, but I guess they don't take middle-aged, overweight guys that don't go to the school and are creepy.
Yeah.
But I showed up to the BYU audition, with a streamer, and a provocative, which is very provocative, in a dance routine, and
didn't make
and my little routine was sent to Billy Ocean. I had it all planned out and everything.
When the going gets tough, the tough
Exactly.
keep
And I had this little nice sequence outfit, and it's like, you're a middle-aged dude, you're sweaty, you're scaring people, and you don't belong to the school, and we need to escort you out.
So how long did you have to spend in jail that time?
Not long. Todd bailed him out.
And actually, you know what? There's a lot of underlying truth about all of what I just said. I'm
know.
not joking.
And thank God Ed Brass got his record expunged. And,
There's a lot of truth in kind of what I said.
I'm sure there is. I can tell.
But hey, thank you so much for all of what you guys do here. I know this sounds cheesy. We love you. Utah loves you. You've been doing this for years, and you keep us sane. I was talking to Bill off the air that this next year is just going to be a cluster hug.
Yep.
That political, as far as politics and everything, and you guys are you're the voice of reason.
The voice of reason.
The voice of reason.
The voice of reason.
Ah, Dean.
when will Hollywood get the clue?
But no, thanks for keeping us sane. Thanks for keeping us laughing, and I love you guys.
Oh, we
for
love you,
years,
Artie.
years and years and years.
Thank you, Artie.
Just admire
Thanks,
the
Artie.
heck out of you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks for keeping a smile on our face.
We're glad you're back.
Later on, when we have a chance to chat, we can talk about mouth-watering desserts.
All right. Well, we got to go. Artie's here. Donate in his name at x96.com or use your Venmo. People are digging the use of the Venmo today. So Venmo at the road home. Make sure it's the right one. And put X96 in the memo. People were asking about how do I give the credit. The memo. That's where you put X96.
Yeah.
All right?
One last thing before you guys leave and I take over. Thanks to Katie and everyone else
Yes.
behind the scenes.
Amen.
Man, these folks just do a lot of work. So anyway, I'm sorry, didn't mean
we needed that.
They
Thank
do a
you.
great job.
Katie and Spencer are here today,
Oh, yeah.
and
Madison,
and
and everyone back at the station.
And I would like to thank my mom and dad and everyone in the ward, especially Sister Kravitz. She brought that green Jell-O salad to the ward picnic the other day, and her teeth fell right in it, and everyone laughed, and she cried. But we ate around it. We ended up eating around it, and she,
And there's a lot of truth in that. What he just
That's
said.
actually true too.
There's a lot of truth in that story.
So more of this coming
All right.
as soon as we leave.
Is that we got everything? Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Hey, don't you know who I am?
Stay care, everybody.